Everybody, I got a tip. If you want me here, take a trip. It make you holler, it make you shout. Come along with me, we're tripping now. Now listen, girls, and listen, boys. These little things, they ain't no toys. They are for real, know what I mean. They make you holler, they make you shout. Come on, baby, we'll trip on out.
All right, what's going on, y'all? I know a whole lot of people got a whole lot of shit to say. I'll get to it in a minute. I'm not gonna go through and say hello to everybody. There's just too freaking many right now. Can you come up and Spurg if I have time? Yeah, Susan, we can do that. I'm gonna do a monologue first. There's a few other people that may or may not come up. They're kind of making up their minds. All right, mods, I'm in a like a shit mood. I've been up most of the night last night talking to people on the phone about this shit, and spent most of the day today talking to people on the phone about this shit, and pretty upset people, including myself. I'll tell you something else. If you think it's funny, if you're happy that CP got found on somebody's devices, you're a piece of shit. And I question why you're even around here. Well, it wasn't like a total shock, Pat Con. But when you see it in writing and the man has denied it to your face for so long, it tends to piss you off. I asked that man directly, is there anything else that's going to come up, or like, do you have anything on you? And he said no. Another time he said he didn't know. But I mean, it's there. Like, you can't, there's no explaining this away. And I said, I've been talking all last night and today to people that supported him no matter what. And aside from there being CP on his devices, he lied to a whole lot of people. And of course, everybody's making this about sides and blah, blah, blah. Stop fucking being sheep. That's the herd mentality. If you want to talk sides, you got people over there you need to be looking at too. I had a whole bunch of things on my mind that I was going to say, but yeah. Either way, I mean, Ed and I had a falling out a while back, and part of it was because of this shit. some other things too. I think Sam's doing a weekend review tomorrow, PatCon. A whole lot of people are hurt. A whole lot of people are disappointed. But I cannot. Like, I am loyal to people that I consider friends, even friends. I am loyal to a fault. It's gotten me burned several times. Uh, but now that we know how long ago I found out when you guys found out Canadian royalty, actually a little bit later, because I'm not subbed to Hoax Wars. I had seen the post on what do you call it, Panel Channel. I saw their post yesterday, and of course, 3 or 4 suspects come to mind. And because they had had problems before, he was one of them, or his brother, or whatever. But like, it gave Ed's phone number. If you read, I've seen the full unredacted documents, 2 different ones, and one of them gives Ed's phone number as to how they traced it to him. And I went and looked, and that's the same phone number I have for him. It's just a bunch of shit. And I when I was dealing with something in my personal life at the same time, and I always know when something's going down because like when people start texting and DMing, and I saw all of that was going on, but I chose not to look at it for a little while because I was dealing with something else. And the first one I opened said "Get to Hoax Wars." Well, I'm not subbed to Hoax Wars, so I had to, a couple of people sent me the link. So by the time I got into it, he had already read off the stuff, so I just rewound it and just watched that part, and then I had to go take care of something else. But shortly after, I was given the full unredacted documents, and they are horrible, guys. The first time I tried to read through them, I couldn't. I had to stop. But I went ahead and made myself do it anyway, and I regret it. I mean, we need to know. We need to know what it says, right? But I suggest if this kind of thing triggers you, I suggest you don't do it. It's very graphic, talking about kids whose ages are in the single digits doing things to themselves that a kid should not know. A kid should know about that. And believe me, we tried to, like last night, I was talking to a small group, and we were trying to rationalize stuff, or to a degree, make excuses. Like, could he have stumbled on this, doing the pred catching thing? And my answer to that would be, I mean, yeah, it's possible, but he would have had no business having it. Like, I decoyed for AZ, and there were things that only a handful of us were allowed into, and Ed was one of them. And we blamed somebody else because a pred got tipped off. And I'm not saying that Ed did it. I'm just saying that I wonder now. There's a lot of things that have come into question. A lot of things from the past and I'm very disappointed in myself. I feel like I let all of you down because I usually catch shit like that. Usually my gut feeling will go off about a manipulator, and it didn't. And my gut is almost never wrong. So I feel I'm disappointed in myself, and I feel like I let all of you down. And I'll tell you something else, man. I see people trying to follow my Instagram. If I don't fucking like that, this will not. I'm not gonna start being friends with somebody uh, just because of this. This does not change anything anybody else has done. And I know people are trying to use it like that, but it doesn't. You've got questionable people in your ranks too. When you get that taken care of, then you can say something. I don't know Great White. I thought about that too. Part of the problem was um, it got kicked up to the feds, and it didn't meet. I don't understand why exactly, but it didn't meet federal standards to prosecute. Thing about you got to understand about the feds has like a 96 or 98% success rate. So they don't prosecute unless they know it's a lock. And for whatever it was, I don't know how it didn't meet their standards, but it didn't. So the state should have picked it up, and they didn't. I can't. I don't know. People have been asking me why. I don't know. I I I've had these documents as long as most of the rest of you, and it's gut wrenching. Edward had a whole lot of people pulling for him. Finding people that have your back, pretty much no matter what, they are hard to find. And I had Edward's back on a lot of things. Sometimes, admittedly, I shouldn't have. And sometimes some of the things that I had his back on, I found out later were bullshit. I didn't. I didn't go along with anything that I didn't believe to be true at the time. Yeah, Alan, That's how I feel. He put a whole lot of people in some really bad positions. If anybody wants to come up and say anything about it, the link is pinned. You're welcome to it. Just try to not yell and scream. Yeah, I see your fucking DMs, people. Look, if I don't, if I didn't like you last week, I still don't fucking like you. I'm not going to be your friend or jump on your side. I'm a sea monkey. Sea monkeys aren't on a side. Sea monkeys are all on their own. We all have our own islands. So this is not a side issue. And if you think that way, then you might want to take a 90,000 foot photograph of it and look. Yeah, people taking victory. They're taking victory laps because CP. Like, if you're happy that CP was found someplace, fuck you. If you're happy about that some child got exploited, and you people like to say, oh, in a community of survivors, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, fuck you. If you think that somebody having CP on their phone is a thing to be victorious about, you're just as bad. I'm mad that he wasn't prosecuted. Yeah, in Canyon Valley, the whole community is a lot smaller. Nobody has jack shit anymore. I really could give a fuck less. I don't care if it's 3 people. As long as they're talking and I can bounce off of them, that's all I care about. Kind of glad it's a clear outcome and no wiggle room. Yeah, Drone Racer, I agree. I mean, there was always doubt, like something did happen, so there was always some kind of doubt, but the way he explained it and the paperwork we had to look at then wasn't incriminating. This shit, like you can't read this and say, oh, that was, there was just too much of it and too many things that, like his PayPal or whatever it was, came back to him. And I checked the phone number myself that he used to log in, and it's the number that I have for him. Ryan's just, he's a retard. Don't worry about him. Nobody listens to him anyway. Taking victory laps because nobody was listening to him. Good for him. What's up, Dr. Mortician? It ain't good. Yeah, White Claw, I talked to Angela G last night. She's not she's not handling it. I mean, I'll let her speak for herself when she's ready. Locksmith, I know, man. I spent all last night wondering, man, people are going to want answers or whatever. I wasn't going to do it last night because I figured everybody else would be live too. You can come up here if you want, Lock. Yeah, and I've been talking to people all day, just trying to work up the courage to go live, And I was actually kind of thinking about doing it later this evening, and then all of a sudden I had a burst of courage, so I scheduled it.
Hey, Bill.
What's going on, man? Are you still out in the wild?
No, I'm home. No, I didn't. I got the phone call as I was leaving, and yeah, I haven't had a good.
It's like finding out somebody died, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit like that, I guess. I don't know. So has anybody talked to him, or what's the story?
I texted him and asked if he had anything to say, and he's not responded to me, which didn't surprise me any.
Yeah, we kind of got the same response. So, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, once again, I was fucking wrong. Everybody can have their fun with that as they see fit.
I was wrong too, man. I don't know if you heard it, but I was talking like I feel very I usually catch manipulators like that. I usually have good gut feelings about people, but he totally got by me, and
Yeah.
I feel like I let everybody down in this fucking community.
Well, Matt, loyalty is fine, but that doesn't help you. That doesn't really help. Maybe I'm loyal to a fault. Fuck me, I guess, but it has not done wonders for my trust issues. I'll just put it that way and leave it at that.
Yeah. I mean, like we've caught so many fucking predators in here before, and Ed is one that has called a bunch of them out.
Yeah.
It goes back to the theory that I have that people come in here and do this stuff because they're pieces of shit in their real life, and then as long as nobody knows, they can look like they're a good person or doing something good.
Well, it always comes out, Bill. People around here dig. That's kind of what we do. And it comes out, and I guess ultimately that's a good thing. But I don't know. I really didn't think he was that way. But yeah, joke's on me, I guess. And a lot of people.
Yeah.
This one wasn't just
Yeah,
me.
it ain't just you.
It's
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? That doesn't really make me feel any better, Bill, if I'm honest.
Me neither.
Yeah. So
I mean, looking back, Ed was one of the first people that I really started talking to.
yeah, me too.
From here, and he had access. Like we helped a lot of catchers. I mean, you came in about PvP, so like I had helped him build his Discord, and Ed and I put together that small group of people. You were one of them, where we were the ones that were notifying all their Facebook accounts that they were pet
Absolutely.
before he started just doing it publicly and fucking it all up. But that was what we did, and Ed had access to so much, like especially with AZ, man.
Yeah.
We had our evidence locker that only like five people had access to, and he was one of them. And Decoy had Preds get tipped off, and we blamed it on somebody. Which I'm not saying Ed did it, but we blamed it on somebody, and I still believe that it was probably that guy. But now I have question. I have doubt.
Now you don't know. Yeah. Of course.
And he had so much access to so much stuff.
Dude, I'm just getting to the point I don't trust anyone.
You can't.
And I fucking hate being that way. I just that's not who I am. But you know what? I understand why other people are that way. I get it. It keeps you out of fucking trouble and from looking like a dipshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I don't know what the right answer is, Bill. If you come up with it, share it with the rest of us, I guess.
Yeah. Just wait right over there, and I'll be right with you.
You got it. I'll wait. Hold my beer.
Yeah. I'd rather. I hate beer. If you got some whiskey, I'll take that. Yeah, Jules. You know what? I'm kind of glad that Don Diva didn't know the truth. That would have just been another thing,
Well, I won't go into that. Just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yes, I think it's best.
That's yeah. Because it seems like every time I open my mouth, I put this foot, this great big foot, all the way in it. Yeah. Yeah, cat eyes. Poor cat eyes. I didn't feel bad for you. So,
Yeah.
hey, Quantum. Good to see you.
Yeah, yo, I tell everybody that wants to start talking to people from here, make a whole new Instagram account and YouTube account, something like where your real name is nowhere near it, and don't put any personal pictures on it.
Right. Yeah. It's. I mean, it seems like just to come up here and talk and have a good time, you got to do a bunch of spy shit, like hide your identity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to most of the good people around here, it's just not fucking worth it. And I get it, man. I get it. It's
Oh, I don't blame them.
I don't blame them either. There's a couple good people that have left recently, and I say left in quotes because you know how that goes.
Right.
But you know, there was no fanfare or whatever they did. They just dipped. There's 2 or 3 or 4 of them. Just good people that
It's been going on for a while, man. Look at how smaller everybody's tolerance is now. It used to be like if you had a good panel going, or even a shitty argument, it was no problem. 200 was easy, but you just there are a shitload of people that are just gone. You know, and I talked to some of them, and some of them are like really gone. Like, and
right.
it's kind of nice to be able to talk to them, because you know how it is when you talk to somebody from here. It's always about this shit, you know.
Right.
It's if you want to get out, like you just have to. And I tried this back when I blocked a bunch of people, just kind of abruptly, because I tried to kind of get out of it before, but you know, somebody starts saying, "Hey, this is going on, that's going on. We need some help here." Okay, fine, and that's how you get sucked back in. So the only real way to get out is to just completely cut ties with everybody.
Cat eyes, I feel you. Me and Sabby were going over that shit last night, and I had to stop her. I'm like, look, I get it. I get the idea. I don't need to hear any more of the details. It's fucking disgusting. And there's no reason to have that shit or upload it or do anything with it other than to take it to the police. Period.
Yeah.
You're done. That's it. You know, yeah.
We went through this last night on a group call, and we were trying to come up with excuses for the most part. And the stuff that was described, like Ed was never a decoy. So it's not like he would have received it from a pred or something.
Well, even if he was, you see that, you take it straight to the police. You know,
right? You don't fucking hang on to it.
If that popped up on my computer, I would unhook it, take it directly to the police department, and be like, "What is this shit?" I wouldn't upload it to fucking Dropbox.
Right.
I'm just saying. Yeah, there really is no excuse. But
it could. So, and we're not positive because I don't know an exact date when Edward came into the community. But it's very possible some of that was actually before he made his way in here. So
I don't care.
There's no good reason to have it, man.
Yeah, I don't care when it was. That's dude, I would have done the same thing 25 years ago. Like, what the fuck? You know, yeah, I don't know. That's yeah. I've talked to a couple people too on the phone, and yeah, there's no scenario where there's an excuse for that. There's just not. Somebody put it on there, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, dude, no.
Right.
Nobody put
And
it on there.
There was a bunch of it too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand why it didn't mean. I'm kind of pissed that he's not in prison. I really, because I don't understand how.
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
That was
how in the fuck does it not meet some guidelines? Are you fucking kidding me? What guidelines are you going by? That's what I would like to know.
I mean, the feds though, there wasn't enough, and this is my understanding. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it, but like the feds, you have to have like three different points that they can tie directly to you, like with a phone number, and email. Some of the stuff that was on there was in the cloud, and really anybody with access to that computer, or even on another computer could put that up there. There's no way to prove exactly who did that, but there wasn't enough with his name directed to it.
There is.
Well, I mean, if you read the report, they said
no. I know. I understand that, but what I'm saying is that with a computer, ever since the 80s, there's a time, date stamp on everything. There's a MAC address tied to everything. There's IP addresses. There's ISP logs. You can subpoena.
Yeah, but that won't prove who was actually at the keyboard. You know what I mean?
Well, I get that, but Bill, buddy, if you have a laptop and you let somebody else access it, you're still responsible for that machine.
I'm with you that it should be prosecuted. I'm just telling you how the feds think. The feds don't prosecute unless they know they have a lock on it. That's why they have, I can't remember if it's 96 or 98% conviction rate. It's because the feds don't prosecute if they don't believe that they've got a total lock on it.
Yeah, so the state won't step in and pick up the slack.
The way it looks is the statute of limitations is it's been too long, so the state can't prosecute.
There's a statute of limitations on fucking CP?
What yeah, unfortunately, there shouldn't be.
Wow. I hate this place, Bill. Fuck me, man. I'm just kind of done. I'm just kind of done. And then we wonder why we have all this shit. Hello? Oh, boy. I'm about to spurg. Let me go drink a couple buzz balls.
All right, man. Whatever you got to do.
No, it's best I don't. It's really best I don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you start getting too out of hand, I think you're going to embarrass yourself. I will give you the courtesy of booting you.
Yeah. No, I'm trying not to do that.
You know, I did something yesterday that I'm not proud of, and like I really have to keep myself calm, because when my switch does get flipped, it's bad, you know?
Yeah.
So I worked very hard to control my temper, and it wasn't easy. It's easier now than it used to be, but
so what did you do that was bad?
I punched a wall. I punched a wall, and I haven't done that.
Oh, yeah.
In a long time.
Well, Bill, I mean, the wall was looking at you funny. I think you're just.
It was.
Bro. Yeah. I mean, when a wall threatens a sea monkey, what the fuck is the world coming to, dude? I don't know.
Every now and then you gotta put out those little vulgar displays of power.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily I didn't hit a stud this time. When I was younger, I hit a stud.
Oh, I hate that, man. especially one with a nail in it.
Mm.
That stings. What's up,
Yeah.
Angela?
I never hit a nail, but
Angela, I can only imagine what you're going through. I don't know.
domicile violence.
Yeah, domicile violence. Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't anybody around or anything. Had somebody like been there, I probably wouldn't have done it. You know.
Right.
Oh shit! Hold on, somebody. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not watching the chat very well. Bill, can you answer my last question? I'm curious where the lapse was. Hold on, let me find it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going back.
I'm kind of half-assed looking at chat. My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk and read at the same time.
Yeah.
All right.
Sweet
I saw
baby Ray
that,
in the house.
but this info came out a year ago. Well, not this info time. How did that info come to light, and how come if it happened in 2019, why didn't anyone find out before last year? Probably just because nobody looked.
Nobody's
Edwards
looking.
made.
Yeah. When I say I don't look up people in the community, I mean that. I'm honest about that. I don't. I just don't.
Yeah.
So that's why we didn't find it. And as
I
far
don't
as
either, unless there's a real good reason.
Yeah, the whole looking people up in the community, I don't know, man. Maybe it's not such a bad fucking thing, Bill.
I'm starting to think that. I don't.
It's creepy, and I don't like it. Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, what are we gonna? I think catchers have the right to vet anybody that works for them.
I do too.
And
yeah, 100%.
I think I probably should, but there are certain catchers that you can't trust with your personal information, because when he gets mad at you, he'll dox you.
I was somebody else dox you. Yeah, just because they're a catcher doesn't mean they're above all this shit themselves. Some of them, it's yeah. But you know what? I would rather have my information be out there than to have something like this happen again. Sorry, not sorry. I will pay that price.
Well, it's easy for us to say because we've been doxxed a million times. Not everybody.
Well, I get that, but I mean, I'm not talking about somebody that's just in a chat or a catcher cheerleaders and stuff. That's different. But if you're working with this information and you're helping a catcher, or you're catching or decoying or whatever, yeah, man, I think you should be vetted. I don't know how or whatever, but I think you should be vetted in some way.
Yeah. Edward did dox some people that I was not cool with. Like the wife beaters and the child abusers, and we've caught a bunch of pedos in here, that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm all for it, but Edward did a lot of shit that I couldn't get behind, and that's part of the reason why we had a bit of a falling out. Hold on, let me read this again. It should have been someone who would have been vetted a little more thorough with all the background information he was looking up. Also, he was looking up random community members and exposing. They weren't random time. He wasn't just like picking people out of the crowd and looking up their shit. It's because most of the time, anyway, it was because they'd done something. And that's the thing about glass houses, man. Like, he knew he had this shit, and he went out exposing people.
Yeah.
And sometimes doxing them for no good reason. He had to know that this was going to be, somebody was going to do it back to him.
Oh, yeah, with the fucking doxing. Dude, I got so sick of that. That on its own, I was almost done with him.
Yeah.
Dude, look, and especially with what we know now, that's that's rich. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly, Tritch.
I mean, Art brings up a good point that I was going to probably talk about anyway, but Edward would do these big productions of exposures. There's one in particular, and I fell for it too. When CC came up, and there was the whole Eye of the Storm video, and everybody was like, "Oh man, uh, he fucking forced her into prostitution," and I believed it too.
Yeah.
And Tommy liked to say that Edward made that shit up. That's not what happened. She fed us all lines of shit, and then I found out later, like I've seen the court documents. I've been talking to Michael for a long time. I started talking to him with the idea that I was gonna burn his ass. You know what I mean? Collect information and expose him again or whatever. But it didn't work out that way. I found out that we'd all been lied to. She was not forced into prostitution. And so that put Edward and I at odds because I wanted to bring out the truth and give this guy, since this guy got dragged and exposed publicly, I feel like he has the right to defend himself publicly.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to provide that spot. And sometimes they don't want the truth out there, but I'm willing to do it.
You know what, Bill? I've always said, as bad as the truth might be, put it out there. And we all know. Especially something like that. Like, look, dude, I mean, that whole thing was I feel for the guy on a certain level. I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I don't have the information that you have, but I know kind of what happened. I know the gist of it, and that's fucked up, man. That's some shit. It's easy to make a guy look bad. That's super easy to do, but it's not easy for him to redeem some part of his name. And I don't know, man. The fact that somebody didn't want that done, I would have been all for it. And I think you should have just done it anyway, Bill. But I get it.
Whenever he's ready, he can. Like I've seen a lot of actors real good at making videos and putting them together. So he's supposed to be getting with my naughty assistant. They're supposed to put something together, and then I'll present it here. He wants to come up, but there's still some legal issues, and he's kind of worried about that. So once those issues get solved, or he finds out what he can and can't say, then he'll come up. But
sure, I get that. No,
he's not an angel. He's not an angel. But as far as him forcing her into turning tricks,
none of us are angels. But here's the thing, be called out what you did. Don't be called out for some hypothetical shit. The truth. Just saying.
Well, it wasn't hypothetical. She, he did get arrested for it. And there was her testimony where she talked for like 2 hours, whatever it was. But it all got dropped in court because he was able to prove that he didn't force her into anything.
Right. There's a message in private chat, Bill.
All right, I'll look at it.
From, I guess, somebody's in the basement. That's just calling your
mods to stop gatekeeping. I don't know what they're going. If you're being an asshole and they timed you out, then you probably had it coming. But I don't know what's going on. You can't from StreamYard. You can't tell when somebody gets timed out.
I don't see anything in chat unless it's way back here. Maybe it is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a timeout. It's okay. That's a timeout. Yeah, they're timeouts and deleted messages. That's okay. That's fair enough.
All right.
That's kind of what mods do, though. They, that's kind of their job.
No, Miss Blazin, I'm not letting you up because I know that you have doxed people, and you're kind of a psycho. So no, I'm not letting you up. You can go live someplace else.
I mean, you let me up. I'm a psycho.
Yeah, but you're no. Yeah, but
I've never doxed
you're
anybody.
The kind of psycho,
So,
you're the kind of psycho I can have a drink with. This woman is not.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I get it.
And after she said about Nick's niece, yeah, no, fuck that. She's not getting up here.
Oh, okay. Yes, more than fair enough. How's Nick doing? Is there anybody talk to Nick? I
talked to him last night. He's taking it rough too.
Yeah, man. I feel for you, Nick, if you're in here. I meant to call him. I called a couple people, and the last person I was on the phone with was like, well, Bill's live. And I'm like, yeah, I better get my scrawny ass up there and face the music. So here we are. Yeah, Bill, drop your Cash App, man. We need to get you a new mic, brother.
Oh, really?
Or maybe a cell booster. Something like that.
Is that better?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, my mic fell into my collar. I do need a new headset, though.
Well, that's your story. I mean, okay. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Dude, Bill, I was watching a live you had the other day. I forget what day it was. A day or two ago, 2 days, 3 days, whatever. It sounded like you were fucking an owl or something. What was that noise?
I was fucking an owl.
Okay. I nailed it then. That's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Really?
Bill's found him a barn owl, and
I don't listen to my own shit. I can't stand it. So yeah. It's because of where I live. Like at my house, sometimes I have no signal at all. So and sometimes even at my parents' house I have no signal, but it's better there than where I live.
Right on. No, it was just funny. I was like, what?
A little walk that might help.
What's he doing to that poor owl, man? That's crazy. But,
well, the ladies tell me that I have the most beautiful green/hazel, depending on the light, eyes. And owls also have really cool eyes. So I figure if I crossbreed with an owl, the eyes on that thing, you know what I mean?
I mean, an owl sea monkey. I don't know if that's going to work, Bill. You might want to think this one through, man. That's
dude. I can totally disassemble and reassemble kittens, and they still work just fine. So I ought to be able to pull this off.
Well, I mean, a flying sea monkey. I see what you're doing here. You're trying to take over the world, and
yes.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'll support it, and then when you do take over the world, I can say I was your supporter. Be on the right side of history.
We're doing all right. You ever seen The Wizard of Oz? If you think that those motherfuckers couldn't handle some shit, man.
Right? Oh boy, we're old, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
So,
I think,
on a lighter note, did you? Oh, sorry.
Pack on. Never mind, Bill. Nothing important. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you if you survived your $100 2-day camping challenge. I mean, obviously you survived it, but was it comfortable?
No. Well, I didn't even get to do it. Here's the thing. In Colorado, you would think that you can just kind of camp. No, you can't. There are like 3 fucking campgrounds that you pay for, and of course, they're not going to be full. And dude, when I went into the Rocky Mountains, I have never seen so many fucking no parking signs. I swear to God, dude. Just every 10 feet, there's a fucking no parking sign. Like, why? I don't understand it. But yeah, I found a couple places and yeah, you're not allowed to camp here. So I have to drive all the way over to BLM land where I know that it's federally fucking protected. They can't say shit. Other than that,
they can.
Well, they can't. You have a right to be there. You can stay there for 14 days unless you're breaking a rule, which their rules are pretty lax. You know, don't fuck the pandas. Whatever.
You can't even fuck a panda that our tax dollars are paying for.
I know it's bullshit, but but there you can sit there for 14 days and camp all you want, and nobody can say a word. It's I don't know. It seems like people just own the Rocky Mountains. So I went to a lake that's supposed to have free camping and whatnot. Man, I got up to that lake. There's big giant red signs and it looks like a military compound. I got to look into like who owns it. What the hell is that being used for? It's a whole big ass lake, and they got it gated off and big signs and cameras and like, well, what the hell's going on here? Weird.
Fuck it, just camp there anyway. You'll find out. You'll find out what it's about. Just start camping. The link should be pinned. For some reason, it's not letting me type in the chat.
Oh, here, I'll drop it. I got you.
All right, cool. Thank you. Oh, there's somebody. There he is.
Hey, Bill and Locke, can y'all hear me?
Nope. Can't hear
what's going on, man?
What's up, Bobby?
Or not.
How you doing, brother? How are you doing?
You really
Bobby?
can't. You
No,
really can't.
It was a joke, Bobby.
Oh, okay, good. But no, the reason I asked because I've been having a lot of trouble getting on a panel here lately. I don't know if it's my internet or my phone. I don't know. I'm doing well. How about you guys?
I'm not doing well. I'm really not doing well.
You got back home, I think.
Yeah, I got back home, which, I mean, good for me, I guess. But as far as how I'm doing, I'm really not. I'm not handling this well. Never more.
I feel kind of sorry for you. Yesterday, you had to. Savvy's such a nag. You had to go live outside with the coyotes and the rattlesnakes. Just to get a little bit of peace. I felt sorry for you when I found that out.
Oh no, it's all good. I mean, I live with Savvy. A rattlesnake has nothing. They got nothing, bro. Oh, I'm gonna pay for that one.
I tell you, I think we've all took this news, what we heard yesterday, kind of on the hard side. But I want to say that Ed is my friend. And I don't understand everything I read yesterday and all that paperwork. I read a lot of stuff that weren't good. And
well, Bobby, what's to understand?
Well,
what do you have questions about? I'll help you out.
I don't have any questions, really.
Okay.
But Ed is my friend, and my friend fucked up, and my friend fucked up in a bad way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he didn't. But what I will say is, Ed is a friend. I'm not going to turn my back on him because he fucked up, because I hope hey, I do some fucked up shit too. Nothing like that, but I do some fucked up shit, and I don't want my friends to turn their back on me. And
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, Bobby. If I do some shit like that, I hope everybody turns their fucking back on me.
and
It wasn't like a one-off thing, man. It was repeated, and
And this isn't
I
a simple oopsie. Like no,
I,
dude.
I agree with you, Locke and Bill. And but don't y'all think that we kind of saw this coming?
I hoped it wasn't
well,
coming.
Yeah,
I hope
but
I didn't. I took Edward at his word and went based on the documents that we'd actually seen. And now that I've seen more documents, I will stick. I I'm loyal to a fault, man. I get myself into trouble because of it.
me
But
and you
there are
both.
some things that I cannot fucking rock with at all. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Right.
I,
Right.
but I'm not saying that this isn't a super bad. This is just as bad of a fuck up, maybe as murder. Okay.
Oh, it's worse than
Um,
murder, man. I can
a
forget,
lot of
depending on why and who, I can
Yeah,
forgive a murder.
I was just gonna
But
say this is the worst fucking shit you can do.
I,
Plain and
I agree.
simple.
I agree because in a lot of ways, this is just like murder. In a lot of ways.
And then he let all these people fucking defend him and white knight for him and give him the
I
yeah,
benefit of the doubt.
I agree
Bobby,
because I
Bobby.
know the people who did that was me.
Yeah.
Uh, I did, and
Yeah.
and we were even on panel together, and I know some of you guys and gals out there heard it. People were all over him in the chat, and I point blank asked him. I said, Ed, let me ask you this. Did you do this? You know, did you have child porn? And his answer was no.
Which was obviously not
He
accurate.
obviously, not just to the community, but to me personally as a friend, he lied to me.
Hmm.
And in my heart, I can forgive him for this stuff. I know it's bad. I can forgive him. Um, but y'all know it's bad. It's not good. Yeah, Juniper, he lied to me.
No, it's not good. It's fucking disgusting evil, Bobby.
That
It's
is,
sickening. We all
I
stuck up for it.
really, locksmith. It is. It's very disgusting. Um, but what was just bad is I saw some people who have known Ed for a good while, and in the chat yesterday, Cat Eyes,
Yep.
and JFK. JFK was another one who'd known him for a while, and
Yeah.
um,
Well, Bobby, how do you think we all feel? I
I know
mean,
how y'all feel because I feel that way too.
I can forgive a lot of things too, my brother, but this is not one of them, Bobby.
Yeah,
Sorry.
this ain't something you can forgive when you sit there and for over almost a year sit there and say no, it's not true, it's bullshit,
Mhm.
and then
That,
you know
uh,
this ain't something you can forgive. It's unforgivable.
uh,
I told him if I ever found out that something like this was true, I tell him to his face, I can't be friends with someone like that.
Yeah.
How can you?
Jeff's Broken Hip, I did read it unredacted. Um,
Oh, you don't have to read it unredacted.
well, yeah,
Um,
uh,
Bobby, this is very simple, man.
oh no,
And if you can forgive, that yeah, I guess I don't know.
somebody in the chat
You're
asked me if I
I
read
think
it.
you're kind of alone on that island, brother.
Uh,
Honestly.
I did read it unredacted. Somebody in the chat had asked me that.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Oh,
uh,
okay.
mistake is Locke not taking out the trash. I know, like before you left yesterday, did you take the trash out?
Fuck no. Fuck the trash.
But this is really bad. He, even though I think a lot of us saw it coming, I think he surprised us all.
Surprised
I
would
think.
be one way to put it.
I mean, I was very surprised when I saw the little piece that the panel channel put out. Before I saw Mitch Richards or anything, I saw a little piece the panel channel put out, and that was redacted. But it was enough that you knew what was going on, and you pretty much knew it was it that the panel channel was talking about.
Mhm.
Then I saw, what Mitch was reading and stuff like that. And then I read it for myself after he dropped the link. How many catchers have we? Oh, I know with the press. Can you help me out, Locke, Bill, Todd?
What's up?
Why was this not prosecuted?
It
Why?
didn't
Good
meet.
question.
That's a very good
It didn't
question.
meet federal guidelines, and the state dropped the ball, and the
It was
statute
too
of
big.
limitations.
It was too big for the state to handle, but too small for the feds to look at. That's the sad truth.
Who is this up here? I'm talking.
No, I don't think that was it.
That's from what I read in the paperwork. They found enough to push it to the federal level, but the feds didn't see that there was enough to pursue.
Right. There wasn't enough, but when you say it's too big for the state to handle, they just dropped the ball and waited too long.
Correct, Bill. Correct.
I
agree
didn't
with
think
that.
there was a statute of limitations on some of these crimes.
I didn't either.
There is.
I
There
didn't think
is.
there would ever be something like that on this.
No, but
You wouldn't.
hey,
You wouldn't think so, but
whatever.
I just felt like I was stabbed in the back.
I thought maybe it wasn't enough because somewhere I heard there had to be 5 images. I don't know if that's to kick off a search.
Well, there were 62.
But did he have all 62?
Some of them were in the cloud, and there was no way to tell exactly who was sitting at the computer with stuff in the cloud. And there wasn't enough stuff that was directly on his device for the feds. See, the feds have a very high conviction rate. I don't remember, it's 96 or 98%. So they don't prosecute unless they know they got a lock on it. And it just didn't. There just wasn't enough that they could actually pinpoint to Edward. And they put his phone number in there in the unredacted one, and I looked. It's his fucking phone number.
Yeah,
so they couldn't exactly tie it all to him,
Right.
Or it just wasn't a big enough case. I guarantee you they can if they want to.
That's the way what I read in the paperwork. It just wasn't big enough for them to worry about. They've got bigger fish to fry.
Something else that I thought about, and other people brought it up too, is I've not seen any paperwork on it, but he might have cut a deal that we haven't seen yet. And a lot of times, like when you cut a deal with immunity, sometimes those files get sealed and like you can't see them. And I'm not saying that that's what happened. I'm just saying that it's a possibility.
Well,
like if they're after the bigger fish,
whether or not it meets federal guidelines, which what the fuck ever, I don't care. It sure meets my fucking guidelines, pal.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah, like Sammy said, one picture's too many, and there's pictures and videos.
Yeah.
Okay, I have another question then if y'all can help me with.
Sure.
All right. If I understood the panel channel correct last night on Mitch's, I think it was on Mitch's, the panel channel was on.
Mm-hmm.
She said that this stuff was able to be released now because his brother's case had been finished. His brother's case got closed.
That's what I would understand, yes.
Okay, was his brother's case just a drug case, or did it have any of this involved with it? Because I didn't hear that.
Maybe I'm wrong, but from what I read and understood, there was transmissions to a Dropbox that started the warrant in the first place. Correct. When they did the search warrant, they found methamphetamine on both people. That's what I understand. I may be wrong, but that's what I read.
Yeah. Well, and there was stuff found on Ed's devices and on his brother's devices.
Right. Well, yeah, and the device list was insane because I remember Ed talking about it, and he said it was like one phone and a laptop, and how many devices were there total? It's you know what I mean?
20.
It's fucking crazy.
20
Yeah, it's
devices.
fucking crazy.
20.
And also the access in the dark web in the first place. I've never fucking done that shit. I know most people don't fucking go to the dark web.
No,
you know?
I
So,
say it every
I don't-
time I'm on panel. Do not fuck with the dark web. I'm telling you.
I
don't do it.
swear to God, I've never fucking been there, dude. I don't know you know what I mean?
You don't want to go.
And anytime I hear that people are doing shit like that, it's a red flag, dude. That's a giant red flag.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't understand the dark web. I'll be honest with you.
Bobby, just let it go. You don't even.
Yeah, don't even go there. You don't want to go
You
there.
don't even want to know.
All right.
I didn't.
Whoever just topped up here, I need to hear you speak because I can't tell for sure if that's really you or not.
Oh, fuck yourself.
He's pulling his cock out.
Oh, that works. That works.
Oh, you're definitely getting.
I can't see the panel. I'm trying to drive, but that was fun.
How you doing, Tretch? Hi, Mrs. Tretch.
We're enjoying our Saturday, man. Just finished the family function. Going to go to a dispensary and get some more weed and
Good for you.
fucking try to have a good
I'm
Saturday.
I'm just happy that you're not having a family function at the dispensary. We're gonna have a kid's birthday party at the legal weed clinic. This is exactly what the community needs. Yeah.
Hi, Ray.
No, it was actually my dad's birthday. We were celebrating, so.
Dude, the only thing more fun than watching an 89-year-old get high would. Never mind. Not gonna say it. Not gonna. Somebody's gonna clip it. Just fuck it.
Go for
it. Just imagine seeing like a little 11-year-old eating the wrong batch of brownies, like touching his Scooby-Doo poster.
Oh God, yeah, shameless episode.
That's yeah.
Kids snorting coke over in the corner and shit.
Oh God, this escalated quickly. Only on Bill Powell's channel.
And you started it, Ray. Let's not forget that.
I said the wrong brownies. This guy just said cocaine. I said the wrong brownies.
Well, Ray, you know people are going to escalate, bro.
Bro, that's what I do. Is I set fires and I walk away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Blow a little wind on it.
What's that David Bowie song with gasoline, right? With gasoline. All right, so how are you making out today, Bill? Where's your? I heard the first part. I was in the gym listening to y'all. Where is the collective pulse of the community at?
Hey, Ray.
Well,
it's good.
of course.
Whoa, shit! Is that Nevermore?
Like,
hello. Yeah. Go ahead, Bill. I'm sorry.
You would have it. You would have it like you would expect. It's very divided by sides. One side is very depressed and hurt, while the other side is celebrating. Which I think, if you're celebrating somebody having
Literally
CP
celebrating.
on their devices, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think any person in the right mind wanted this as the outcome.
No.
Right?
No.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, and to say this is great. No, it's not fucking great, Cap. And I'll call your name out. This is not fucking great. What is wrong with you?
No, it's fucking horrible.
I think we can make a case that anytime CP is caught in transmission, it's not used, but it's great that it was flagged and caught.
Oh, for sure, that's a win. But
yeah.
That's not what he was talking about. Let's keep it a buck, Ray.
I'm just offering context, Locke. That's it.
Yeah.
Where are you at with this, Nevermore?
You're right, but yeah.
I guess Nevermore has no comments.
I do, Ray. I'm hurt. Just like a lot of people are right now. I don't. Ed's my friend, and when something like this happens to your friend, you're hurt. No matter what, you're hurt. If it
No, this
happened to you, Ray,
Bobby, this didn't
I
happen to
would be
him.
hurt.
Okay, he
Well,
did this.
okay,
That's
I got you. It was a poor choice of words. If your friend does something like this, you're hurt. I mean, it's bad. It's disgusting. And I mean, yeah, you're hurt, and you really don't know what to think. And if any one of you guys that's up here right now on this panel, if you did this, I would feel the same way. Some of you even more because I know some of you better than others, but I would be just as hurt if any of you guys did it. I don't know.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just let the family function. We just hung out with our grandkids. Our grandsons are 3 and 7. I couldn't even read the description on some of the shit that I read just yesterday after
Right.
reading the ages of the supposed pictures
Mhm.
and videos. This is our grandson's age, and dude, I
Correct.
tell you what, let something like this fucking happen to my grandson, dude. I'm gonna fucking go ballistic.
Yeah,
Literally.
It's insane.
yeah.
What up, bitches?
What up, Cat?
What's up, Mark?
Hey, Mark.
You lazy piece of shit, Cat.
How am
Fuck
I a
you.
lazy piece of shit? I was at the bar last night. I was at the bar last night, pretty drunk when I found out, and I was reading that report was one hell of a way to sober up quickly.
Yeah, I'll bet, buddy.
Disgusting. And then I had
No,
to reread it.
I'm just busting your balls, man.
I had to read it a second time just to make sure I read it right. I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh.
Yeah, Mark, it ain't easy good reading. I can tell you that.
Yeah, right. Fucking. I mean, I think fucking by page 2 or 3, I was just fucking throwing up out my van.
Yeah.
Well, what's even worse is they didn't include all of it. There's a whole file that you can go click on apparently and read the rest of the descriptions.
If you trust the link.
What they described already in the few pictures and videos that they described, god damn, dude, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. How much do you need,
You know?
right, Rich? Hey, JFK. Oh,
I just don't understand why this didn't rise to the level of a prosecution. That is just, unless it is statute of limitations. Because what I read,
It just exposes how fucked up our system is, man. I've been screaming this shit for years.
How many times have we seen catchers have a guy dead to rights, and a DA, if it's not a slam dunk case, just says, "Oh, I don't want to say it's lazy
Drop the
prosecution."
charges.
Yeah, that's literally.
Yeah, or it never gets turned in at all.
Now they're going to force the children to fucking testify at court, or they're not going to fucking pursue charges. Like, dude, you're talking about people slipping through the cracks, dude. It's going to fucking open the door for that shit. You know?
I get that, man, but then you're getting into the right to face your accuser, and that's another conversation for another day. But
yeah.
you know, I know Angela, and I know Nick, and I know Nevermore. A lot of people really.
I think that extends to any average adult, man. But when you're talking about children and babies, dude, you can't expect children and babies to go to court and be able to testify what happened to them. They don't even fucking know what the fuck happened to them.
Right,
no way
I get that, but
reconcile it.
One of those on
right,
there was a toddler.
Right, but if we didn't have parents trying to like utilize their kids as weapons against the other spouse, this would be a non-issue. But unfortunately we live in a crazy fucking world.
That's true.
Yeah.
Where a mom or a dad
there's
might
many ways to abuse a child. There really is.
They won't put a child that little up on the stand. They'll put them back in a room.
No, they changed the laws.
What?
That's what they were talking about over the last couple of weeks.
They put them like up on the stand.
The Supreme Court's going to make people testify regardless of age.
Well, they can video testify, and not be up in the stand in front
No,
of them.
that's what the argument is that they have to face their accuser.
Yeah.
In certain states, that's Sabby actually covered it the other day, and this is here's a novel idea. If we don't know about it, why don't we not speculate? If someone knows
Yeah,
about it,
you're
like
right.
that person.
I read the headline and I fucking run with it. I don't fucking dig deeper in some instances, and maybe I don't know exactly what I'm talking about. But dude, when I see shit like this that's that inflammatory and just that absurd, I don't want to
Right.
look any deeper. I don't want to know why. It just goes to show how fucking broke our system is. And it just adds to the frustration.
Mhm. Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's why there's groups like Baka, Bikers Against Child Abuse. They'll show up 10, 20, 30 deep to make the child feel safe when they there's.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
But here, let's chat super briefly, and I want to. Have we heard from Angela or Nick or any of the people that were kind of standing by the firing line?
Angela's in chat.
I talked to them last night.
I seen Nick in chat earlier.
Yeah, I was about to call Nick.
Yeah,
and,
they've been making comments.
Not taking it. They're
Of course,
not,
they're not going to take it easy, dude. Of course, it's going to hurt, man. They've been standing right by this guy this whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to speak for them, but they're. I don't believe that they're going to support. You know what? I'm not going to speak for them. They can do that, but
I'd be surprised if they do. That's my opinion. I'd be surprised to see.
I don't believe that they don't. I mean, I'm speaking for me now.
Let's take it. And Bill, this is the one I'm going to pose you at. I think you had said earlier, loyalty is a commodity tough to come by. Anyone that people become friends with in the future, they're going to be less likely to stand up for or stand by in a tough time.
Yeah, it's no wonder nobody white knights for anybody. Fucking hell, dude. You get kicked in the dick.
I know that Angela was. And look, some people you can love Angela or hate Angela. I had a communication with her where she was spending her time and her resources to gather all the information to show that the case, like this woman was not just like panel gossiping. She was spending hours of her personal life trying to provide document. Yeah, to debunk. So
yeah, Angela, I fucks with Angela heavy, man. Angela G's a good person.
Hey, but that shows how fucking dedicated she is to people that she cares about, dude. That speaks volumes of her character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like you really don't want to believe this in somebody, and until we had proof, until we seen it in print, dude, you kind of want to fucking give him the benefit of the doubt, right?
I was the same way, Dredge, but I don't feel good about it. I feel
dude, I went back and forth about it from the get-go, right? Because it's a subject that bothers me. I was abused. My wife was abused. I know a lot of people that had abuse going on in their childhood. So, it's not something that you want to believe that people are doing, especially if you've been on panel with them and acting friendly and shit. It makes you feel fucking sick to your stomach.
And Trish, let me say something about Angela right quick. Angela doesn't owe anybody an explanation of anything. Angela is Ed's friend. I hope she still is his friend. I hope she's disgusted with him, maybe. But how Angela deals with all this is Angela's business. And if she doesn't want to say anything, I don't think she owes anybody an explanation of how she's feeling about this or how she's dealing with it.
Oh, no, Bobby, if that's what I wasn't asking that she needed a quote. I was just more referencing the fact that she was trying to do, in her mind, do the right thing. There is no part of me that wants a quote or a panel appearance from Angela or Nick. Not at all.
FCC spitting facts in the chat. Yeah, FCC. I like that, Bill.
Exactly, FCC.
That's yeah.
All right, little Tard, what do you think about it?
Bill's showing his pussy.
Yeah, that's little Tard.
So is your name Billiper now, or Judah Powell?
Judah Powell. Man, Bill, that's so it's got a different tail and a different head and the body. Wow, you're getting good.
Yeah,
man.
I switched its. I would switch its tail last
I
night.
see that.
I kind of
Yeah.
like this one.
I like it. Yeah.
It's not as retarded as it was, but it's still a little tard.
Yeah, a little tard. That's a good looking cat, Bill. That's
All right, guys, I got people
is that one
people
of the
trying to come
new
up, and I don't have any
nuclear
more
dogs?
space.
I'll jump down. It's all
Yes,
good.
Bill, for fuck's sake.
they are all nuclear powered now.
They're all nuclear
Peace
powered.
out, y'all.
Yeah.
See you, Tretch.
With all your dono trains, you don't have the StreamYard Pro?
No, he spent it on
Nah.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, at least
The
he's
only
spent it
reason
on
I had
cocaine
it
and not
before.
cocaine for children.
The only reason.
That's.
All right, I was expecting
Never
somebody
mind.
that's not who I thought it was.
Never mind.
Who were you expecting?
Well, there's just been a couple people that I talked to beforehand that were possibly going to come up, but it's not a sure thing. I thought it was one of them trying to get up here, but it's not, and I'm going to hold the space for. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna jump down too, Bill. I got some stuff to do, but man, I wanted to come up and just kind of say my piece. It doesn't make me feel better. I thought it would, but it didn't. Fuck me twice.
Nah. Nope, it didn't. Didn't make me feel better either.
I feel like an idiot. So there you go, Cappy Cap. Paste that and have a 4-hour panel about it. I'll see you.
You leaving, Locke?
Yes, sir.
You haven't had shit to do since 1997. Where the fuck are you going?
I got stuff to do, Ray, with the family. I've got.
Oh, look at you! Just got all Caucasian and adult on us. Holy shit! Right in front of our very eyes. All right.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thanks, Ray. That's big of you.
The wilderness does funny things to a man.
Especially at high altitude, Bill. That's
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's a free legal high.
Oh yeah, high altitude. You after like about 5,000 feet, you feel like you're okay and acclimated until you start chasing an animal. And yeah, that running thing don't work so good up there.
Those rabbits hit different up in the mountains, man.
Locksmith was doing peyote with the indigenous people. Dude, I had a stroke. Locke was doing peyote with the indigenous people.
Yeah.
All right, see you, Locke. Where are you at, Bill? Like, what's your gut?
What's my what?
What's your gut? Are you shocked? Are you in disbelief? Are you disappointed?
Yeah,
all the above?
I'm past. I'm still disappointed and always will be. I'm disappointed in myself because I'm usually pretty good at catching manipulators and stuff, and he completely got by me for years. So I'm disappointed in myself, and I feel like I let the entire fucking so-called community down. Yeah, I got past the. It's fucking. It's just like when somebody dies, you go through the 5 stages of grief, or at least I do.
I literally said that in fucking Mitch's yesterday. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Yeah, that's Emily Kubler-Ross. So denial is like, no, it can't possibly happen. Anger is like, I can't believe this happened. Bargaining is like, maybe this is the way it went down. Depression is like, fuck, I can't. And then hopefully come through on the other side. I still haven't heard from Ed, by the way. Has anybody heard from him?
No, I texted him yesterday and asked him if he had anything to say, and he's not got back with me. So, I mean, I didn't really think he would.
Well,
thank you, PatCon. That makes me feel a lot better. Fucker. All right. Somebody's trying to come back up, but it's showing me. All right. Somebody just tried to come up and they were gone right away. So
I think it's
you might want to try that again. She's still up here though.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I didn't realize she had got up. I saw it in the chat.
All right, maybe I'll kick this one, and if she's wants to come up, she can try to come up again. I don't know what's going on. Because if I add her again, then we'll have two, and there'll be an echo. So JFK, you can come back up if you want.
Still fucking crazy, y'all. Crazy day.
Oh shit, and Andrea, she got hit by a car yesterday. Damn, broke her bone in the arm and wrist.
Andrea D.
Yeah, hold on. Damn, Andrea, I hope you're okay, and I hope you get a very large settlement because I'm moving in. If you need like a little cabana boy to take care of you while you're down, just let me know. But yeah, look, Angela and me too, and some others, we were defending somebody that we considered a friend, and back in the day before everything turned into fucking sides, he really did do a lot to help catchers out. You know, we worked with just about all of the OGs, and that's part of what's so sad about this is like I don't know, man. There's it's like why do they do this? Like, do they feel so bad about themselves in their real life that they have to do so? Like predator catching, was a noble thing to do. Certainly makes you sound cool, but we do have a lot of scumbags in here that are just trying to make themselves feel better about themselves and look better to other people.
Whatever the motivation is, man, good deeds are good deeds. Let them live.
Hey, if it's a good catch, if it's solid and it's, the chat logs are tight and things get turned into the police, I really don't care why they're doing it from that aspect. I'm just saying that a lot of them are just in it to make themselves look better or feel better. And a lot of them don't fucking do it right, And well, yeah, some to make money too, yeah. And I don't care if I don't care if catchers make money. I think they should, as long as they're honest about it. You know what I mean?
I think anybody would love to do that for a living.
Especially if you're doing it full time, like Alex. I mean, shit, you have to take donos because without donos, you can't travel, you can't pay your crew. I mean, and you got to live too. So.
Yeah, I don't. If somebody drives 3,000 miles to do a catch, the gas, the oil, the depreciation on the vehicle, the food, the hotels, and
exactly.
Then they're gonna shame somebody when you drop a cash app, like because we all just have fucking $2,000 and extra money sitting around to go see a guy who may or may not actually show up, right?
Right.
Well, Ray, that's just like when you guys, guys and Christy, went to Florida. I felt like all of you who were out there catching and stuff, should have dropped cash apps. That was my opinion. I know you didn't do it, but I felt like y'all should.
I've had many periods in my life where I don't know if anyone's ever been there, where you find that miracle $10 bill in a dirty pair of jeans because you got nothing else, and I had a good run for a while. So if I don't need it in that time, I'm not going to ask for it.
Well, I agree. I mean, I agree with your stance on it, but it just, to me, I just felt like all of y'all should have dropped your cash apps. I felt like you should have done it on a lot of catches and all. And I mean, I know you told me pretty much what you just said before, but I've just always felt like y'all should have dropped them. And speaking of you and like catches, are you going to ever get out catching again?
I don't know.
Well,
If a decoy hit me up and said, "Hey, there's somebody in your hometown," and I could do it on their channel, like probably I would like to, but
got you.
I'm
Got
not. What about
You're
you,
not
man?
gonna
We could
travel
start like
far.
geriatrics against predators. Like you and Bill could do it, sponsored by Depends, and fucking fix a dent.
Okay, but that's all I'm wearing. I'm only wearing the Depends, nothing else.
That's you'll be the first guy to ask the child to bring you a bottle of prune juice to the catch.
Oh, oh no, ain't no children gonna be on any of my catches.
I meant the predator. I'm sorry. That's you. I misspoke. Good catch there, Bill.
Oh, okay, I got
You know when they
yeah.
ask the predator to bring a Pepsi, bring a Sprite, you'd be like, yeah,
Yep,
bring me a prune juice and some hard candy.
Werthers. Bring me some Werthers.
That's well, that's I don't know. I just people weren't chatting much about it. I don't still wish it wasn't real. Wish it wasn't true.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that the truth was produced. You know what I mean? You don't want to be willfully ignorant.
Yeah. I would rather know the truth. You know, as bad as it sucks, I would rather know. I need closure because I mean it's always going to be in the back of your mind. Like, well, something did happen, but the things he was saying were plausible, and there wasn't very much paperwork to go on. And I've said all along that if I ever saw more paperwork, I'd be the first one to speak out against it. I probably wasn't the first, but yeah, I cannot justify any of that. I can't roll with it. It's just it's a no.
Yeah, I don't know where anybody goes from here, man. This is was Jeep Man? Was he the one that was writing like dirty stories about kids? Is that do I have that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, that's
G-Man
confirmed,
89.
right? Like
Yeah.
that's not okay.
Yes. You know, yeah, I went and found I think Edward had dug stuff up on him first, and then when I went looking, I found a bunch more stories that he had written under Jeep Man 89, and they were fucking. I couldn't finish some of them. I took little X. They should still be up on the Drumogram, pretty far back, but um, yeah, like he had these fantasies about little kids undressing him and shit, and yeah, that was. And now there's somebody running around with a Jeep Man account, but it's not really him.
Oh, Dead Twist. I love you too, Snookums. Big hugs. I wonder how all the catchers feel that, like myself included, who sent him like the amount of open communication and transparency you have to have with somebody when they're doing all that work. I didn't understand it until I did it. I mean, there's driver's licenses, phone numbers, screenshots, Dropbox. Like you share everything with those people.
Yeah. Back in the day when Edward and I were a team, you know, like before Tommy, came along, or before the community split like it did. We were doing stuff for most of the OG catchers, and he had access to a lot of stuff. And I look back now at some things that got blamed on somebody else, and I wonder now, Decoy had a pred get tipped off, and we were convinced, and I still think it probably was this other dude. But now when I look back, I have to wonder,
Yeah. That's all. You give somebody like unbridled access to everything, and yeah, when I read the document, man, it's like every party wants to just ignore, deflect, or not believe, but it's right there in the black and white.
Yeah, I sat on the phone with people last night, and we were kind of trying to find excuses, really, but I could have gotten this from the predator catching thing, but that's something he didn't decoy. He did a lot of other things, but he would have had no business possessing it as personal stuff at all. And I don't remember exactly what day Edward came into the community. I came in early 2019 and met him, I don't know, 8 or 9 months later, and maybe a year. So I don't know exactly when Edward came in, but some of that stuff might have been before he was in the community. I don't really know.
What year did COVID start?
Oh, that was in 2020, right?
I don't. I think it was. I think we're coming up on 5 years this, November. I think. Could have been because I came in right about.
I remember. I remember they found out that the cure for COVID was rioting, because everybody was supposed to stay home and not go to work, but riots were okay.
Yeah, and apparently illegally ascertained Yeezy sneakers are the cure for COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And it's totally, you can't catch COVID if you're rioting, but you can't be in church together or a privately owned restaurant.
Right.
That's when the sickness.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is never believed. I really wish that this wasn't a thing, man. And I'm terrified that there's more, from other people too. That's, I hate to ever give him a W, but Jeff had a panel once called Preds Among Us, and I'm waiting for him to just slide in and give his 2 cents. That's the incoming live that we know that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the. I've had this information for several years. My associates at the FBI have been, let's just all realize the fact that if is it a win that CP was flagged? Yes. Is it a win that somebody in our community is attached to it? No. It's gut-wrenching for, dude, the people that I hate the most. I'd be fucking devastated if I found out that their name was attached to CSAM. If I'm not even going to name a name, but people that I can't stand, I would pray to God that they have nothing to do with that shit.
Right. Yeah. It's yeah. I've gotten whiffs of things, but seen no actual proof, and I'm not gonna. Even though I don't like this particular person, I'm not gonna say anything about it yet. If I have proof, I will run with it. But just hearing things and whatever, that's not good enough.
And dude, here's the thing, right? Take Ed out of it. Say it's somebody else. Even if someone doesn't enjoy CP and they distribute it and sell it for profit, CP is CP is CP at the end of the day. If you're using it to sell, if you're using it for personal satisfaction, if you're using it for blackmail, anybody, anytime, any place that is in possession of it, to me, they're all the same. The motivation doesn't matter. Yeah,
I agree.
It's like someone who human traffics is I don't sexually assault women. I just sell them to men. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Or am I okay?
No, it does. It makes sense. People try to justify what they know is wrong, but they're getting some kind of benefit out of it that, depending on where the moral compass is, to them the benefit outweighs the immorality. You know what I mean? It's just, and then they try to justify things and minimize things, to themselves and everybody else. That's why they found adult porn on there too, which is, that's whatever. But as much of a big old pervert as I am, I did when I was younger, and but after learning how much, even though the girl might be smiling in the video, doesn't mean that she's really wanting to be there. And there's an awful lot of women that are coerced into it drugged into it.
I
just
said that on
manipulated
Mitch's
into it.
yesterday. They bring these girls from like South American countries or like Eastern Europe saying you're going to be a nanny.
Yeah.
They call them an au pair. They get off the plane. They
Yeah.
basically just hit them with fentanyl right there, keep them doped up for 2 weeks. And then next thing you know, you have a renewable resource that can make you $200 an hour, 9 hours a day, as long as you keep them high.
Yep. That's exactly what happens. And another thing too is like it really does poison young people's minds, because if you're whacking off to whatever weird thing you're into and getting your jollies, and then you actually meet a real girl that might want to actually get naked with you, and she's not into that kind of thing, you're just going to be disappointed, and it'll ruin real sex for you.
It sets expectations that can never match. It sets expectations that can never meet reality.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, if you find a girl that's into that kind of thing, great, but
dude, I'm fucking middle aged. When we were young, porn was like some like frumpy chick with love handles, a hairy body, like a mole and a mustache, and some weird guy who looked like he worked in the back of the house at a Greek restaurant with shitty techno music. Like it wasn't like this glorious fucking thing that everybody and like people celebrate it now. You know, and they used to use fake names, and now people run around promoting their own personal. And look, I'm not trying to kink shame or whatever, man. Like, whatever your opinions are, your opinions. But yeah, anybody who produces, buys, or manipulates CSAM should cease to breathe.
Well, I tell you what, I'm about half a step away from shaving my toes and opening an OnlyFans. Girls make really good money doing that, but as long as they're doing it on their own free will and not being manipulated or tricked into it, or you know what I mean.
Well, dude, I'll say this here because I'm not a catcher anymore. I used to have a thought where I thought it would be interesting. You'd have to do it with law enforcement, but to decoy as an escort service and kind of reference to people if they wanted, something a little bit younger. Because what that would do is that would look. It takes away the opportunity to say, "Oh, the guy just took what was available." Like I always thought that would be an interesting play on how to capture like real fucking predator, like someone who could have a 26-year-old Eastern European, but instead goes for. But you can't do that as a civilian, and to my knowledge, law enforcement doesn't do that. But I was curious to see what kind of people that would land. You think that's insane, or you think there's some logic to the thought?
No, I don't. I think that's actually a good idea. You see all the time where hotels get raided and they're full of underage kids, and their clients know their clients are after that. You know that happens a lot, so it probably wouldn't be too hard to run catches that way.
Ed didn't explain that he won't explain now publicly. I wish he would. Yeah, so let me get this straight, man. If Ed never decoyed, right? Like I've probably got like 4 or 5, like the little cheap burner phones that you buy to decoy. Bill, you ever see them? Like the track phones or the 50. I've got like 4 of those in a desk somewhere. I've got my phone, my work phone. That's 6. I have a work laptop. That's 7. Would my video game console, because it has access to the internet, would that be considered a device?
Yeah.
So I've got 8 devices, and 4 of them are pred catching. We're like, I have 4 internet devices. How does somebody have 20 in the house?
I wondered about that myself. I do not know. That's usually something when you have that many. If you're not like a business professional or a CIA agent, you know what I mean? Usually that points to, and I'm not saying, well, you know what? I'm not going to even say because people say, oh, Bill said he was dealing drugs. But anyway, it always points to something nefarious when you have that many fucking things going on.
Well, I mean, I always kept 2 phones, one for me and then one for work, because I wanted the option to have, like, if I was going to a wedding or something, like, I just wanted to be, because I have a hard time separating, work from life, and it's actually my wife.
Yeah, that's one thing.
She's like, yeah. And then Kevin Gates had a song. I got 2 phones, one for the drop and one for the hose. But yeah, to have 20 phones, and then the decoy phones too, you can really only use 2 at the same time. Like, that's the thing. Like, you can't. Maybe if you're a full-time decoy and like you're sitting there in the command center and you have like spoof locations, but I mean, shit, dude. Like, running one full-time is a job.
Well, I watched I watched Decoy have, I don't know how many phones going at the same time and how many preds on each phone, and she's going back and forth to them all day and taking notes, and yeah, I mean, I saw her do that a lot, so it gets very involved, and I tell people this was a mistake that I made. It didn't bite me in the ass, but I tell people, if you want a decoy, get just a separate phone that you can connect to your Wi-Fi or whatever, because sometimes the cops want your devices, and you don't want to give them your regular phone because then you're without a phone, and you don't want them going through your feet pics.
Yeah, that's like when people were shitting on catchers of like, he doesn't want to give up his phone. I'm like, dude, if an Android Galaxy is fucking $900 or an iPhone's $1,100 and the other one doesn't have fucking cell service, even if you're spending $50 a clip for a decoy phone, like, that shit adds the fuck up really quick. Especially for people that are doing this full time that don't have, some unlimited fucking resource for cash.
Right.
Yeah, man, I feel almost angry today.
I am. I've been angry. I have not stopped.
What else is a device? Like, I guess a smartphone's is a smart, like a smart appliance, like it's a smart light switch or garage door. And I'm not trying to sound stupid. Like, are they just pulling everything? Like, 'cause I have this weird internet connected garage door and refrigerator and fucking, I have like a smart house. Like, are those all considered devices? Like my appliances?
Well, I mean, by the definition of the word, yeah, but in the context that we're talking about it, I don't believe so, because usually there's a way to communicate with other people. I mean, yeah, by the definition of a word, your vibrator is a device, but I think the way that they're in this context, it's about if you can communicate on it, like with the Xbox or phones or iPads or tablets or whatever.
So, like, that's when I found out that fucking Preds were using, there's a game called Roblox. And even internet-based games, like, because, Grindr, Tinder, Bumble, all that shit is bad enough. And then when I found out, it's like, fuck, dude, there's not a corner of the internet that there's not a creep looking to meet a kid.
Yeah, exactly. They're everywhere. There is no such thing as a safe place like that. When my kids were little, I wouldn't let them have any video games until they got a little bit older. And when I finally got them an Xbox for Christmas, I was their hero. But I never allowed them to hook it up to the internet. They wanted to play Call of Duty or whatever it was with their friends, but I just wouldn't let it happen. I wouldn't.
Like, when my cousins were little, they'd play this thing called Club Penguin. Maybe some people in the chat are old enough to. It's like when the internet was first born on dial-up. You could kind of hang out and talk to other people. Matt says he has. I just can't believe someone has 20. Who does?
Well,
yeah. I mean, if you're not a decoy, how do you have 5 phones?
Another thing about having a bunch of phones is, and Ed was, he's a meth addict, and at that time I assume he was doing it. Sometimes people on meth will do fucked up things. They'll get 20 phones and lay out a carpet in their front yard and just stack them on neatly next to each other. They do shit like that. So I don't know if that's why, but like I doing surveillance one time. This town, like people told me the story about when meth came to town and it just spread, and like you could see it, like the buildings would go from being well maintained and looking nice, and if you just go down the neighborhoods, the houses get just a little bit more dilapidated, a little bit more, a little
That
bit more, a little bit
sounds
more.
like a really
And like
horrible
you can
holiday
see how
song.
it spread.
Meth is coming to town,
Uh,
like meth and shit is coming to town. Like that just sounds like a
that'd
horrible
be a good
Christmas shit.
country.
Yeah, go put video cameras
We're
on
gonna
your
have to do
fucking
that.
on your copper piping in your fucking walls. You're gonna see someone selling certified pre-owned trash cans. But yes, meth people, when they disassociate and they go into a manic state, you're right. They'll take anything that's not bolted down and they'll start hoarding shit. And meth is an ugly drug.
Yeah, and like I was sitting there, just with my binoculars, waiting for the jumper to show up at a particular residence, and looking around at 3 o'clock in the morning. They got every light on in the house, and the wife is inside scrubbing things down and cleaning like crazy. Sometimes with pieces of bread. Instead of a sponge, they're rubbing the walls with bread. I mean, they're cleaning like crazy. And the guy will be outside taking his engine apart and just lay it all nice and neat on sheets in the front yard. God knows why. Or they wire multiple. They'll put a $5,000 stereo system in a $2,000 car.
They'll put it on a fucking John Deere tractor, Bill.
Yeah.
It's chemically so close to Adderall. Like that's how someone can write a term paper, clean the bathroom, and study French on Duolingo at the same time. Like it literally fires and then they crash for you'll hear meth people coming out of a meth bender sleeping for fucking 70 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one drug that I wouldn't never do is meth. I just don't like how people act on that shit. I mean, people get crazy on coke too, but I just stay away from.
From what I gather, coke is a relatively short-lived high, right?
Yeah.
Like meth will keep you up for 30 hours.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's and especially after they've been on it for. See, that's the thing is, I know people that started doing meth to lose weight. This shit hits females especially fast. Like meth is, you get addicted to meth faster than just about anything else, and it's harder to get off of. The recovery rate from meth is I don't remember, it's in the single digits. People that actually get off of it and stay off of it.
And it permanently affects people. Man, that's the other thing. It's like if you stop drinking, as long as you don't have wet brain, you can be okay. You stop doing heroin or opiates or benzo, you can usually be okay. Meth, from what I gathered, if you take it too far, sometimes you go too far down the rabbit hole. There is no way back for somebody whose life was consumed by methamphetamine.
Yeah. And somebody brought up an interesting point. I save all of my old phones too, so some of them could have been just old phones. You know what I mean? I save all my old phones because I've had to dig them out and use them as proof for stuff before. So, and then there's family pictures on them. You don't want to lose and stuff. So, that could account for some of them.
This is and it's no surprise, man, that people that are fucking sexually abused as kids can't live with it. They look for an escape, and then the sexual abuse takes the kids, the kid takes the drugs, and then the drugs take the adult.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a lot of people self-medicating because they experience some kind of trauma that you don't just get over it. It's
right. So you got to escape reality, and it's funny, right? Like they say, the person takes the drug takes the person.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, I don't know. It was funny last week. If you told me something will shake the community more than somebody trying to shoot Donald Trump in the head, I'd be like, nah, that's not possible. Yet here we are.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hurt on a personal level too. Ed and I kind of had a falling out a while back, and it was a little bit public, but like we weren't going at each other all the time, still monitoring each other's channels and all that shit. But he's fucked me over in some other ways in the past. And now I feel really fucked over because I even asked him point blank one time. I said, "Is there anything that's gonna come out later on?" Or, "Oh no." I mean, one time he told me no, and the other time he said he didn't know, which was a red flag. But I mean, now, and I've said all along, if I see more evidence that he actually had something, I'll be the first motherfucker to throw him off. And I can't fucking no. I'm done with him. This burned me on a personal level.
Yeah, man.
I didn't hear it myself, but I heard that I'm talking to Cat Eyes. I heard that Cat Eyes spoke her piece last night, but I didn't get to hear what she said.
Dude, hearing Cat Eyes cry was I mean, that's obviously she's an older woman, and this place gives her a little bit of a connection to the world, and she stuck up for certain, like it. Yeah, hearing a elderly person have that kind of breakdown is not enjoyable. Even if you can't stand the woman, and I always liked her, I think she's fun, but we don't want to see our aunts and our uncles and our grandmas and grandpas breaking down.
Yeah, I mean, as mad as I was at Ed about some other stuff, I never wavered in my belief that people, and they're doing it now. People are like, "Oh, now you're mad at Ed, so you're like these people that I don't fucking like," and they're fucking hitting me up on Instagram. I've not answered any of them back yet, or they're trying to follow my private Instagram, which is not going to happen. And now they think that I'm just gonna all of a sudden be buddies with them. No, I still don't fucking like you. This isn't about sides, but they're turning it into that. It's it's just I can't rock with it.
No, man, that's it's a sad day for the community, man. No matter which way this plays out, no matter which way the
Yeah, I mean, he had to know, with as many people as he's doxed and exposed and called out. Like, how do
yeah,
you think that's not going to come back?
And I mean, you do your fucking pervert and your drug donuts, but like, yeah, your channel was never really built on dragging folks. Sometimes you do it lighthearted, but like, you did like fucking National Enquirer drama. Like, no one ever took your channel that serious. It was always just a place for the weirdos to smoke a joint, crack a beer, or have a laugh. Like you were never doing hard hitting journalism. Like, you're like, my name's Bill Powell on behalf of WPRED News. Breaking at 5. Who is this person?
No, I maybe you missed some, but I've outed some predators from within the community also.
No, but like you don't do it for the shock
necessity.
value. That's what I'm saying. It was never the base of your content. Like, you were never like, oh, I'm here to find truth. Like, it was just, you did it when it was supposed to be done, and then you're like, all right, bye. Like, let's get back to our regular scheduled fuckery.
Yeah, I'm real lazy about shit. Like, the stuff that I put out. Like I don't. I've looked up a few things, but I have several naughty little assistants that they do all the work, they do all the research, they verify things. And sometimes they're feeding it to me as I'm up here, and I don't know how your setup on your phone is, but when somebody messages me, I can only see like the top line, maybe two. So they know to cram everything into like 20 words. So sometimes I'm getting information as I'm talking, and it looks like I already know it, but I really don't.
Well, we both know what it's like to have no one on your panel, Bill, but I think our talking points have run dry. And I'm a stranger to these parts, so I'll let you and the sea monkeys to get back to whatever the fucking underwater activities y'all get into. Sad day, Cat Eyes. I hope you're well. Angela, Nick Cook. You guys stand fast. Nevermore is a strong dude, even though he's old. He's fine. He'll just fucking vote Republican and scream at the TV. He'll be fine.
He'll be all right.
Yep. See you, pal.
All right, man. Thanks for coming. Well, I've been waiting for a couple of people that, I mean, they didn't give me a definite yes, but they said they might come up. If anybody else wants to hop up and say something, I would appreciate keeping it on topic, but if there's something else heavy on your mind, we may as well get all the heavy shit out of the way now. Yeah, Freya, that's the thing. Monsters don't always look like monsters. In fact, they don't usually look like monsters. Like you can't tell. Yeah, you can look at certain people, and if they've got a certain mannerism, or the big fat greasy guy with thick glasses, there's a certain look. They're like, well, that guy, don't know anything about him, but he looks like a child molesting bus driver. But there's also the majority, like you wouldn't know just by talking to him. There was a guy that I worked with for years, and one day somebody brought in his, they printed off his paperwork and brought it in. And, yeah, that dude was a karate instructor, and he was messing with his students and shit. What's going on, Kodiak?
Hey, Bill. Well, there's only a few things I'm going to say. From I've joined, I've seen some of the comments and clicked on exactly what's been going on. There's one thing people need to realise. Some people have things about ones that did support it. There's you. There's Angela. There's others. Cat Eyes. And you know something? What they were doing was being loyal friends. The whole lot of us were. I, for one, also felt foul for that. But at the same time, it's the same thing what everybody always said. You need solid proof before anything, do you know what I mean? Before you can make your decision. It now has been proven, but it also means people need to also stop coming down on the likes of you, Cat Eyes, and Angela for sticking up for him. Because they wanted to see the good in him. Like, I know, whenever I even, I've known you for a long, long time on here. And unfortunately, the same as Ed. But not one person knew the truth about him. I'm more shocked about the whole, so many devices. That was supposedly that he did have, which, fair enough, it is scary on its own.
Yeah, you can't always tell by looking at a person or by just talking to them.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, yeah, somebody that you've considered, somebody that, I mean, like Ed and I did a lot of like work together, back in the beginning.
Yeah.
Helping newer catchers get their stuff going and whatever.
You both help me out on random things, right?
Huh?
I said you both help me out on random things too. You've helped a lot of people out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just has proven now that yes, unfortunately, everybody needs to be careful on who they trust on here.
Can't trust anybody. I hate to say it, but man, I mean, how many times have we been burned?
Too many. Shut up.
No, you're fine.
I'm not telling you to shut up and telling Tom, what was it, Todd the hunchback farting out in mess class. He's going about ratting over here.
Well, somebody else thinks you're Asian. No, she's not Asian. She's North Irish, and you better get it right because she will stomp your ass.
I'm Asian? Who said I'm Asian? Oh dear. Section
23 with no criminal history. Well, you know what? If you're 23 with no criminal history, I will give you props because that means you are at least smart enough to not get caught.
So this is why I think maybe it's a good thing that people do come away now and again from all the drama, from everything. Give yourself a break.
Yeah.
No, I am not.
Do for one of them.
But yeah, seriously, as I said, you can even tell it in your voice. But yeah, you're pissed off, you're fucked off. Everybody gets it.
Yep.
And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of people in the community that will target ones that did support Ed, but I'll hold my hands up. I did at one stage. I did do it as well. So if anybody wants to come at me, go for it. But I'll tell you one thing, it'll fall on deaf ears. Because I wasn't the only mug that fell for it, and everybody else fell for it. A lot of close friends to him. But if anybody wants to go for the likes of Angela or Cat Eyes or Bill, then you're going to have to go at me too.
Yeah, she'll cut you.
On a side note though, Bill, can I have one of your kittens?
Yes. Yeah, just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'll be happy to stuff one in and mail it back to you.
Yes, T4.
Some assembly may be required.
Uh-oh. I'm saying we're just ordering sea monkeys then.
Yeah, we definitely got to keep fighting for the sea monkey rights.
Has Angela been up to speak to you yet?
Say what?
I said, has Angela been up to speak yet? I'm only asking, she might even want to.
Has who been up to speak?
Angela.
Oh, she will when she's ready.
But yeah, nobody seriously leave that girl alone. I'm gonna be truthfully honest, I haven't seen the full ins and outs of it. I did notice earlier.
You haven't seen what?
I haven't seen the full ins and outs of it yet, but I did see a thing pop up earlier that it was sent.
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
Angela, do you want to come up?
I the first time I tried to read through it, I couldn't. I was like, I really need to know what if I'm gonna say anything. I really need to know. So I did get all the way through it, and yeah.
Who is Tab Scripted Catches? You first said I'm Asian, and now you're saying I'm AI. Yes, I am AI.
Yeah, they have AI girlfriends. You guys didn't know? I mean, I only have to pay like $4.95 a month for her, but she's been reliable.
Second, I do, and the reason why I do need to see it is because I once believed that disgusting man. So yes, I do need to see it.
It's
Ta-
look. People that are Edward's friend or were his friend we're all telling you. It's up to you. I mean, I can send it to you if you want. But
Send me it on
it's
Insta.
upsetting, you know.
Yeah, send me it.
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Hunch, math laws. I normally get on with you, but seriously, you make another comment like that, and I will block you from here. Don't you fucking dare associate me with them. What do you mean, do I like English people? Of course I do. I'm British, you idiot. Oh dear.
Do you like English people?
Do I like English people? My brother's English. Of course I do. I'm
That doesn't
British.
answer the question, though.
And I've just told you, yeah, I'm British, so yes I do.
Yeah, Angela will give her piece when she's ready. It took me like people wanted me to go live last night, but I was dealing with some personal issues at the same time, and I hadn't. I was in a rage. I went to a rage last night because of this shit. So it wasn't. I'm glad I didn't go live, and I would imagine probably everybody else was live last night too. Anyway, and then today I had told everybody I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. So I've been.
Do you know what's
I've been just like sitting here like trying to work up the nerve. I was planning on doing it like later this evening, but I was dreading it, and then I got a sudden burst of courage, I guess, and so here we are. I didn't want to do this.
This is going to affect people in different ways, and nobody can ever judge anybody on how it's going to affect them. So no one has a right to say or criticize anybody for how it's affecting people. Because there's been so many people that believed his shit. So many. It doesn't make them wrong. It just means they were sucked in. It's just sad that it's in a community like this.
Yeah.
It's true, you need to be careful on who's in the community. Fair enough, you can never vet on who is in the community. Because guaranteed there's still probably a good handful still. But it's only until they get caught out. Whenever you find out the whole full truth. Dead Twist, I feel like really shuts you up. Dead Twist blocked me. When he blocked everybody else, I feel like one.
Good old Dead Twist and his brutal honesty.
No, I did. I never fucking had him in Baka, shithead. But yeah.
Yeah. There's some solid advice right there. Don't trust anyone.
You can't trust anybody. And this itself has proven it. He sucks so many people in. And I guarantee he's watching this live and he's sucking this up.
Yeah, I know it. And he's welcome to come up here. Love to hear from you,
Well,
Ed.
he can come up, but I'll be dropping. Because I don't think your channel would survive what I have to say to him.
Well, that's up to you.
But I really think he does owe everybody an explanation. If he has the balls, because he's let on for so many years that he can say
Look,
this,
it
he
doesn't
can say
matter
that.
if he had some kind of story that where he was trying to make it make sense why he would have that kind of shit on his devices, I wouldn't believe him. I wouldn't, like, there's no logical. Look, last night when we were all, people were crying that I was on the phone with. I was getting choked up too. We were trying to think of like logical reasons why he would have, and there is none. There's no excuse. There's no there's no scenario where this looks in any way okay.
I honestly just think.
Well,
I really
I'm not
wish
sure if
people could be vetted.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, I agree with that to an extent, but people, especially decoys, enjoy their anonymity, and I think they should have the right to it. But I mean, I don't know. There are people that have been decoying that for years that you never hear about them because they don't go on panels. They don't ever chat.
They keep themselves quiet for a reason. Because they don't want. They're not doing it for publicity. They're not doing it for anything. They're doing it for kids. They're doing it for the safety of children. And I do know there is quite a few in the whole community that do that. But no, I'm not bad-mouthing the ones that do speak as well, because they still do an amazing job. The whole lot of them do. Because the stuff they have to entail. But also, Bill, I just wanted to come up to see if you were okay. Yeah, I know you're not okay, and I know that's a silly question.
I'm fine.
Because you know yourself, I've known for a long time, as I said, I've known you for a long, long time, to the point where I know that you thought the one thing was genuine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make you any less of a person. It really doesn't. If anything, unfortunately, yes, we've all seen through it. Don't let
people
it
are
eat
using
you
this
up
as oh, look what Ed did, and he's the one that exposed people, so those exposures mean nothing. No, it's all still there. These people are still the same pieces of shit. No matter what Ed got wrapped up in.
I can't think. There is someone in our community at the minute. I don't know if they're in the chat at the minute. I really can't think. because I haven't been about too often at the minute. But there is someone that does have contact with the UK catchers. And I'm not going to lie, there is one, and it's actually from Northern Ireland, that claims to be a catcher. He's under heavy investigation by the PSNI, which is the police service of Northern Ireland. He's under investigation.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Is it somebody we would
It's
know?
severe. I don't know. I'll have to speak to you offline about it.
Okay.
But no, he's under heavy investigation. And he's claiming to be a catcher. And he is actually well known throughout the UK.
Hmm. I do watch me some UK catches every now and then. I think it's cool that they get to detain people themselves.
I genuinely don't. And the reason why is because a lot of the UK catchers take it upon themselves to push on that and self-harm. Well, not self-harm, but to harm them. I don't believe in that.
Well, I mean,
yes,
if
fair
they're
enough.
just using it
Detain
as
them.
an excuse to hurt people, then
Yeah.
that's not good on them. But I enjoy seeing a predator get beat down. I'm not gonna lie.
But there's right ways to do it.
Right. They shouldn't do it on YouTube because that makes it harder for all the rest of them. So they should be careful about where they show it at. I'm just saying. It doesn't bother me to see a predator getting treated badly. And I think some of the stuff where like they make them eat something disgusting, that's bullshit. I've never been cool with that. It makes the whole thing. It makes everybody look stupid.
Yeah. Who is Jacob the Ripper? No, I'm not
He's all
referring to
right.
them because I don't even know who that is.
He's a Brit.
No. No, I'm
Very
not on
good.
about him,
So,
but high chance he'll probably know who I'm on about. As I said, no, it's not.
he's got his own channel.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So nobody come at any UK catchers whatsoever. I haven't named anybody, and it's not someone in the UK mainland. It's in Northern Ireland. Jacob, if you want to message me on Insta, it's the same. It's just under, I think it's Kodiak Third, and I'll send you the messages about it and let you know who it is. But I think you might be aware.
All right. I'm going to give a couple of people that were asking about coming up earlier. If y'all don't want to type in the chat, if you're listening, just text me whether you're coming up or not. So just a simple yes or no will be fine.
I know it's your number. That's why I said it wasn't targeted at him, but.
But yeah, the Admiral has his own channel. If you didn't know that already, he goes live once in a while.
I can't add him from the StreamYard, so whenever I come off, I'll follow him on YouTube.
I mean, he's okay for a white guy.
You can't say that these days. Right, who's going to come up?
I don't know. I'm waiting to hear. I've said my piece, and if anybody, I'm sorry guys, I've not been reading the chat very much. It's hard to read chat and blab at the same time. So if anybody has any legitimate questions, what's going on, Sammy? If anybody has any legitimate questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them. Well, not really happy to. And some of you I might ignore or tell you to fuck off, but I'll answer any legitimate questions that I'm able to.
Teddy, what kind of question is that? That's so stupid.
How do you feel about Catholics?
Well, I'm Northern Irish. There's Catholic and Protestants that live in here, so it makes no sense. My stepdad's a Catholic, so yeah, Teddy, next question. Okay, Ripper, I'll accept it in a minute. Bill, is someone trying to start shit?
Oh, there's always people trying to start shit. Just ignore them.
Yeah, but you know it's not gonna fucking happen with me. So I can get in this Teddy way and toddle off. Trust me, they've caught me in a good day.
There were people trying to come up earlier, but I no longer have the paid StreamYard, so I'm limited to 6. And sometimes I couldn't tell who it was because they jumped off pretty fast when I was trying to.
Alright, hope you're behaving.
What's your thoughts on England declared war on Mexico? Huh. I'd like to go watch. Remember the Alamo.
Cat Eyes, you wanna pop up at least? She pulled me up the one out. I saw your Cat Eyes up. Cat Eyes is lovely. Regardless of what people think
Sam,
or say.
unless things change, Sam's going to be doing his weekend review tomorrow night. I'm not sure exactly what time. I might hop up there. I'm not positive, but yes,
No,
PatCon,
PatCon,
that
apparently I'm
is
Asian. I'm apparently Asian, come off it. And I'm also
my voice
AI,
changer.
apparently.
My voice changer says North Ireland. Am I like, do I have the wrong setting on or something?
No fairness, is my
I think
accent
first
that bad?
Jeff. No Jeff today.
I'm sorry, my accent triggers people.
Be all right.
Right, math clause, that's an insult.
Her accent is part Northern Ireland and part Jim Beam.
What are you gonna say? Oh, here! Right, if you really want a smart fact, my family tree actually goes back to Robert the Bruce. So there you go. Hi, Bill, Chelsea.
Yeah, I think you got an awesome accent. The only problem is my hearing is so fucked up. Sometimes I can't understand a damn thing you're saying.
Yeah, I think it's also because 9 times out of 10 when I'm on, I'm normally in a rage or pissed off at something. That's why I said it was when if it came up that I was going to behave.
What, you pissed off? No.
I'm pissed off, but I'm behaving. I'm just not. Do you know what I mean? I'm just not going to be triggered so easily. Because there's no point.
Yeah, don't let them get to you too bad.
Juniper, I think everybody has love. You want me to say what? I don't like him. I
Oh,
hate him, Reggie. No,
Ta.
I do.
Well, no, that's
Oh, Ta,
that's
you're a
making fun of
fucking
him.
cunt. There you go.
There
That's
you
enough
go.
for you, Red.
Somebody clip that.
Jesus. Hold on, when did this come out to be taking the mick out of my fucking accent? Red, I
That
genuinely think
soundboard
you've got a
has
wee secret
cooked sound
fetish.
on it.
I think Red has a secret fetish for that.
He probably does. Everybody's got a weird fetish. I got a bunch of them.
Yeah, we all know yours. I've known yours for years. Honestly, you still add them up.
Some of them.
Who's wrong, Ka? What have I missed? Who's wrong, Ka? I'm lost.
I feel like I'm probably gonna get really fucked up tonight.
No community gossip, you know. Well, Bill, before you do,
Yeah.
give me a shout and I'll fill you in on some things. But also afterwards, just don't get yourself too screwed up. It's not worth it.
No, I'll be all right.
Fuck Rami Red. Don't get me started on him.
The old Rami trauma. The Rami trauma really has nothing on the shit that happens now. That drama was pretty simple back then, and not hostile like we have it now.
Exactly. Even though he's one of the biggest twats in this fucking thing, but sure.
I haven't even paid attention to Rami, and I've not watched him in years.
I don't think many people do anymore.
I thought he was cool at first, but then he just got real fucking annoying.
Red, go you fucking
Like
shag an ex-lamp post GC, you cunt. I'm blocking Red, swear to God, if he keeps going.
Hey, you got a marriage proposal? How about it?
He can go fuck himself. I read his previous comments.
You think it's important to note that no one is happy or excited? That's not true community gossip. There have been people that think it's just great.
Who's actually asking to call them a twat? Your interesting fact section, a twat's a useful thing. So calling someone a twat isn't actually an insult. Google it.
It is here. You guys get to call people cunts and all kinds of stuff, and it's all cool. But you say that here, and people get get, really offended.
It's got the same
It's kind of
terminology,
like,
believe it or not.
y-
It's meant to be a
here,
thing.
when we hold up two fingers, like the peace sign, it's meant like, hey, brother, peace or whatever. But certain other countries, that's the same thing as flipping the bird. And if you don't know that, you go over there, you just, holding up the peace sign to everybody, you may as well be holding up your middle finger.
Oh, well, you see, we lift up the middle finger and just say swivel on it. In other words, go fuck yourself. So you keep forgetting, though, Bill. Over here, we're like the biggest we're the only kind of country that has the biggest kind of insults.
Oh shit, man! I didn't realize that I'm way behind in the chat. Fuck. Oh well, I'm just gonna fast forward to
Scroll down. The latest comment at the minute that I can see is from Section. That's what. Okay, Section. Look under the Urban Dictionary. Twat and cunt. You will see it's meant to be a useful thing. See, technically, you're giving someone actually a compliment when you call someone a cunt or a twat.
Yeah, the same questions got answered again and again and again, and it just got old. And it depends on the way you ask them. If you're an asshole about it, yep, fuck you.
Community gossip, who are you on about? I lie what?
I don't think community gossip has ever had a friend,
Section,
an
who's lying?
e-friend or a real friend. There is a difference, but
Where's Chloe? When did you become such a troll?
what do you mean when? Mythclaw's always been a troll.
Oh, I've always got on with Mythclaw, to be fair. If it's the same account, I've always got on with them.
Oh, I do too. Mythclaw, I think Mythclaw's a funny troll. I get along with him too, but I'm just saying Mythclaw has always been a troll.
The community, who are you on about? I haven't been about too much at the minute, so yeah, I'm intrigued.
Yeah, well, community gossip, we talked about this earlier. The truth isn't always pleasant. And sometimes the truth is inconvenient. Yeah, I know who community gossip is. Or no, community leaks, that's right. I retract what I just said. Or maybe, fuck, I can't remember. I don't remember. But I was thinking of community leaks when I said that, so I retract my statement.
Who is community gossip?
Well, community gossip, sometimes you need proof before you hang somebody.
Exactly. Well, who is community gossip? Is it Cam?
I don't fucking remember. I used to know all these, but I guess like there's so many freaking Sea Monkey accounts now. I'm starting to forget who's who on those also.
Community gossip, I'm going to tell you one thing. Nobody ever knows the full truth until it does come out. And yes, people who supported that person are the people that fall foul for it, and they're the people that get degraded for it, not the person that committed whatever it was. So do not fucking come on people. And if you are Cam, I thought you would have fucking had more sense. Whoa, 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 don't you fucking dare come at Angela. I'm telling you now, don't fucking come at Angela. She was doing one thing that a loyal fucking friend does. So don't you fucking dare do it. It just goes to show how fucking shallow you are.
Yeah, community gossip. That's what he said, and it made sense. There was no, in that first couple of pages that came out, there was nothing other than he was there. There was nothing that said he had CP, and he had no charges. So if there's
Community,
no charges, then
Community, come up onto the panel.
I mean,
if it is Cam,
there's
come
still
up.
no charges, but there ought to have been.
Is that Cam? Community, don't you dare. She stood by someone who she thought she could trust. That everybody else, and she's not the only person that believed him, because myself, I believed him. Bill did. There was umpteen people in the community believed him. So don't you fucking dare target one fucking woman.
Well, do you have the same energy towards Clown? Because there's a lot there to suggest he's into kids too. So, do you have the same energy towards Clown?
If community had a set of balls, he'd come up on here, but he doesn't, so he won't. Even if it's not Cam, whoever has that account, I guarantee they will not come up.
No, they won't.
But targeting one person, I'm sorry. Target
I'm
the fucking rest of us.
asking you,
Target
community
me.
gossip. I don't. Would you stop yelling, please? I don't watch a whole lot of stuff, community gossip, and I don't see you around, so it was a question. If anyone recalls, you said Clown. Well, community gossip, there are so many fucking alt accounts. I don't. If you said something one time somewhere, there's more of a chance that I didn't see it, even if you said it here. You're not in Clowns because, okay, community gossip, good enough.
Get something, I don't know, get help, love.
Here, I'll mark this so that it will be forever remembered.
Community gossip, will you pop up?
Yeah, I don't think that's Cam. Don't type like Cam.
No, neither do I, because I've read the comments. But I mean, if they're going to be mouthy, they might as well mouth by voice.
Yeah, Cam is community leaks, not community gossip.
I don't know, but
It is. It's worse than murder, in my opinion. Like I can excuse. It depends on why. It depends on why you murder. Like if somebody attacked your old lady and you murder them, I can. I got no problem with that, really. Um, but this kind of thing, it murders a person's soul. It murders a piece of them that they can't ever get back, and I think that's worse because
I'll be
a
there,
piece of them
Angela.
is dead, and they still have to live with it.
Have you not noticed, Bill, how much this community has changed from all them years ago?
Oh my dude, it's not. This is not that. It's not. It's not the same thing. Uh, People are trying to write off of it, but it's not the same. It's not even the same people.
Well, you do get the odd one that does pop in, though.
I mean, they got a couple of long timers over there, but that's just because they burnt their bridges here. I don't think that they really agree with most of the shit. They just have to get along.
Right, community gossip, that's bullshit, because I don't like it. After everything that I found out, I can't stand the man, and he deserves everything coming his way. But do not ever call me a Tommy, Nunya, or Clown supporter, because I don't like any of them. In all fairness, I don't know Clown, so I can't really say that. But, yeah.
Community gossip, it's a reasonable reaction because we get so much of it in here. They want to, say shit about Ed or whoever when they are backing up the exact type of thing with other people. And we get that a lot, so it's kind of an understandable thing, community gossip. And I understand your point too.
Hey, White Claw. Long time no see.
All right, community gossip, duly noted. It's a reflex from the herd mentality we have here. Um, a lot of people seem to think you have to be on one side or another, and you don't. That's why we have sea monkeys. Can you start? Oh, OJ, no. Nope, it's been an emotional day. I'm not starting over. Don't trust. Hey, community gossip. Yeah, you really can't trust anybody. I hate to say it, because there are still some people that I do, but there's been so many fucking disappointments and backstabbing that it's really tough. It's really tough to trust anybody.
And unfortunately, it will continue.
LARP was blaming you for Ed's crimes against humanity yesterday. Yeah, LARP does that. You were done with 90 the second she played on Redacted. Yeah, yeah. Quite a few people were done with her because of that.
I say when Angela goes live, we all go over and show her support.
So are all the heartbroken CPP people gonna run to Bill now? No. That shit's already started. No, not that's the thing, man. I've got people that have never messaged me privately before, and there are people trying to follow my private Instagram, which is not going to happen. And yeah, I don't know why people think that just because I was never really an Edvidian. I've always been on my own. Like I that's the herd mentality. It's like they think you have to be on one side or another, or because I'm done with Ed now that like we're gonna be friends now. No, if I didn't like you yesterday, I don't fucking like you now. You know. So no, that's not gonna be a thing. I'm not in any way uh, picking up. People have already asked if I was going to start going live more, since that probably won't be a no. I'm really wanting to go live less. Most of the time when I go, it's just to give people an alternate place, because whatever. I don't know. I don't understand why people think they have to be watching somebody from the community all the time. Like, I don't get that. There's literally millions of other things out there you could be watching that are a lot better than all of it. But it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, Admiral, we're already cool. Yeah, Bat Mom, I was trying to make that point earlier. Whatever Ed is wrapped up in, it doesn't change a damn thing about what anybody else has done. Like, none of that's changed. And they're trying to make this victory lap like it means they're cleared, but they're not. Yeah, community gossip. I would rather know the truth, as horrible as it is. Um, I'm not, like, I can't fucking. I always did consider. I mean, Ed and I worked together, used to, um, quite a bit. We talked a lot, so we got pretty close. And like I'm taking this very personally. I mean, he's done other things to stab me in the back or whatever, but um, yeah. You believe that Ed is working? He probably community gossip. I would imagine so.
You're awful. I honestly don't know what to say. There's
Yeah,
gonna be
Bat Mom,
ones.
exactly. But there's that herd mentality around here where people think they have to be on one or the other, and you don't have to be. People, you can hate everybody or you can like everybody. Um, yeah, and we did earn some more sea monkeys last night. People are saying, "Fuck it, I don't want to be on either side. I'm a sea monkey now." Had a few of those last night, so we do have some more sea monkeys. Yeah, hey, cops behind us. You're right. Golden Girls server is better than the boys server. I'm not in either one, so it may very well be. I mean, Ed had to know. He had to know that. And I've asked him before, like right after all this shit fell out. I'm like, dude, is there anything else? Is there? Oh no, there's nothing. And then another time he said he didn't know. It's like yeah, like he had to have known. Like he should have made like a smooth exit instead of letting this stuff blow up, or just coming forward, be like, hey, I did this or whatever. I'm out. It just I don't get why he handled it the way he did. I don't understand why he. I mean, obviously there's some kind of sickness or whatever, but I don't get it. And who knows? He might go live tomorrow like nothing happened. I doubt it. I really doubt it. But yes, Becky, exposing predators is a good thing if it's done right. But that doesn't give you a license to lie to people and grift and just generally be an asshole. That's another problem we have around here. Somebody asked me if I was mad at Predator Catcher's drama or the panel channel, and no, I'm not. I'm glad that they found it before I did, because it's not that I was ever going to look, because I wasn't, but I'm just saying if somebody would have brought it to me, I would have had to put it out, and I wouldn't. I would. There's something like that I can't fucking brush under the rug. But no, I'm not mad at.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Why is community gossip saying, "Oh, Ed needs to apologize to all the people who stood by him when he knew the damn truth while they were fighting his battle"? Community gossip, do you not realize that we don't know this, and we're against him right now? Or have you missed that wee bit?
They're just making a statement. I don't care if he apologizes myself.
Oh, Ed can do one. I'll tell him myself.
I don't care about apologies.
There's no point of one, because you know why? He wouldn't mean it.
I do have some questions, but I don't know. I don't.
He does owe a lot of people explanations. He owes you. He owes Angela. He owes Cat Eyes. He owes everybody that were genuinely stood by him. He owes a lot of answers to. He really does. But unfortunately, you mightn't get them. And that's the sad part. But I also know,
Richard
community,
B, just
go
because
and
it's
fuck
you.
yourself. Seriously, go fuck yourself.
I think you're taking community gossip the wrong way now.
Well, he just called me
I didn't realize they
retarded.
called you retarded. No,
Did you not see that?
Just chill. I think we misunderstood where they were coming from. I did too at first. Like they're not coming at us. They're just saying how they feel and what have you. They might not have been around for the first part, so they didn't hear everything we talked about. So they're not coming at you. They're just talking. So
Fair
Yeah,
enough. I
Richard B.
apologize, Wendy.
Because it's you, Richard, and you go way back with Ed too. Some documents were presented yesterday, and I have both sets if you want to see them. The stuff that they found on Edward's devices, and they were able to tie him to some of it. The man should be in prison. It's bad, man. It's like kids that are only single digits in age, doing things to themselves that they shouldn't know anything about, and it was there was quite a bit there. So, yeah, Richard B. was around for the beginning. He's also one of the first people I started talking to here. So he knows what kind of stuff we used to do. But yeah, Richard, unfortunately, it's like he fooled us all, man. Richard, I'll message you back after I hang this shit up. Which, if the people that were saying they might come up don't hear in a little bit, I'll probably hang it up. But this is your last call, people. You can either hop up here in the next 5 minutes, or we'll do it another time. I mean, anybody can jump up here that wants to, really. But
Well, if it's because I'm up, I can drop down if need be.
No, it's got.
If it's because I'm up here,
no.
I can drop down.
No, I don't think they would have any problem with you. PCI just had a great catch, one of their top 3. Oh, awesome. Did Eric body slam somebody? Because those are my favorite ones.
You looked it up. The section, really? Oh, James, it's always my fault, love. Always my fault.
Oh, I blame everything on you, especially when you're not here.
Do you know what? Just do anyway. Everybody blames me for everything anyway. Wouldn't worry. 9 times out of 10, it is my fault, but this time it's not. But yeah.
Well, I tell you what, community, I talked about this with some people last night, is like Ed sounded happier while he was in jail. I don't know if it's, a drug thing. I don't know, but maybe he got cleaned up a little bit. I don't know, but Ed sounded, or maybe it was just human contact or whatever, having to hang out with people. But Ed sounded better when he was in jail than he ever did out here. So, yeah. Bill, this homeless old fat bitch almost hit Shanda. Eric was pumped. Wow. Keep some choppers to help. You're still watching. By choppers, do you mean motorcycles or helicopters? I'll bet Eric was pumped. Was that an informant? I don't know. Canadian roads, yeah, I've seen nothing to say that, but I mean, the fact that they didn't pursue the charges is wild to me. somebody dropped the ball somewhere. I wondered that myself, but I've seen nothing to say that that was the case. The cops came, but the two motorcycle dudes were pissed. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with some bikers, man. Juniper, we all need to be eating chips.
Yeah, but they're nice. They're just expensive as hell in the US.
Yeah. Well, I mean, depends on what kind you get.
I noticed that the last time I was in America, it does cost a fortune over there for them. Over here, it doesn't.
For chips or motorcycles?
Probably both. But no, it was not about the chips. We call them crisps.
It wasn't that it was dismissed community gossip. It was the feds said that there wasn't enough there to pursue charges by their standards, and it sounds like the state just ran out of time with the statute of limitations. So I don't know that they were. I think that the charges just weren't pursued. I'm gonna read over it again. When I read it before, I was so freaking pissed off that I'm sure I missed some stuff. After I'm able to do it without, I don't know, I'm still gonna get mad every time I read it, but when I can do it with a little bit less rage, I'm gonna go through it all again, try to make sense of it. It
Well,
just,
see on the StreamYard.
huh?
On the StreamYard, see if I click join the chat. And it says connect your YouTube account to join the chat, and it says connect. Will that knock me out of the StreamYard?
It shouldn't. If it does, you can hop back up. Yeah, I agree. There should not be a statute of limitations on something like that. I mean, because I've read up a lot on like how they distribute CP and stuff like that, and there are some things that were filmed 30, 40 years ago that are still being circulated, and some of them, like they're still trying to find out who the kids are, and I just don't think. I mean, if those kids are still alive, they might be able to tell who was all involved. And what's going on, A-Cops?
What's up, Bill?
Is it Alex's locals the want? Sorry. Is it Alex's local link the want?
So what's going on, A-Cops?
I just wanted to right quick. I wanted to address it. Dad, I know you're probably listening to this. I've took up for you for the past year after I at first thought that you were guilty and even drug you a little bit until I came to my senses and I called you and I talked to you and I felt that you legitimately were innocent. But, and I've got to be quick here because I'm installing a new water heater. But even if you, even if you can't legally tell us exactly what's going on, at least give those of us who have backed you for the last year something so we know if we should carry on the same or not. The info has been leaked. If you say nothing, it will be very hard to back you with all of the info that has been leaked. And that's pretty much it.
I can't. Like there is no fathomable. There's no excusable reason to have what he had. But I 100% understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, frustrating. And he hadn't said anything, and that just really gets me. So, yeah, that's about all I had. I just wanted to squeeze that in. I heard you give the last call, and I haven't heard from Ed, so I wanted to say that. And Ed, I haven't said anything about you yet, but you're making it very hard for me to keep on if you don't come out and say something, man. Bill, I hope you have a good day. Kodiak, you take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, man. Thanks for coming up. I'm sure that a whole lot of people feel that way.
All right. Well, y'all take it easy. And y'all take it easy down.
Thanks. You too. Well, he could have gave us. I mean, I would have dumped him. I mean, that's probably why he didn't say anything, because I wouldn't have been able to keep my mouth shut about something like that. I keep people's secrets pretty good, but there are some things that I won't fucking. I can't. I'm not wired that way. But like, he had to have known this day was going to come. I mean, the difference is now, like, the first paperwork that came out was like, well, yeah, and this was my thinking. He's like, okay, he moved in with his brother shortly before the place got raided, but he wasn't ever charged with anything, which was a big sticking point, and it pisses me off that he wasn't. So yeah, his story was believable. But this, he cannot fucking, like, he can't run from this. There's no excuse.
Well, he played so many people. And the worst thing is, there was so many people that fell foul for it. And regardless what I say, and regardless what anybody else says, you're going to feel shit for a long time. Cat Eyes.
Well, fuck.
Angela, the whole lot. People that did trust him and stood by him, and everybody went for them and you for standing by him. Do you know what I mean? And I knew there was a lot more people that did it. I just can't think of their names at the minute, but they're going to come for them as well. But nobody should feel guilty for standing by someone who they genuinely thought were innocent. It's just sad that he's brought so many people down. And made people feel like shit for trusting him.
I mean, people, just because of Ed calling people out and talk, just the way he called people out and exposed this and that. people would use anything they could to throw it at it. Look, I know that there are people over there. I hate to say that like that, but it is what it is. That didn't really believe had anything to do with it, but they were still using it just as something to throw at him.
Exactly, Jules.
This thing is not about this shit over here. Like none of our channels are. None of this shit has anything to do with saving kids anymore. We used to, but this is a whole different thing. They don't. These people don't really care about that issue. All they care about is sides and dragging people.
Well, the worst thing is, he was at one stage a high respected person in this community. And fair enough, as like everybody always says, there's always someone. But he was there. He got to see whatever, do you know what I mean? And it loses hope in a lot of people, in a lot of victims, and a lot of survivors. But it also goes to show, as long as community stand against and stay against him, all we can do is try and help build the pieces back up and try and be more secure on, and even probably, I know it sounds maybe a wrong word to put it, but try and vet people, because you just don't know anymore. You can't, as like you said earlier, you really can't trust anybody. And it's sad.
Carl, maybe you haven't been listening, but I've been saying that the whole sides thing is bullshit. But people seem to think they have to be on one side or another. And that's what the Sea Monkeys is about. We're all on our own. We're not on any fucking team like that. I'm just saying that that's the mentality that people have. They think, all right, later.
I'll be back.
They think that, oh, God damn it. Okay. Clown is fish taking. Okay, we know what time it is. I'm about ready to hang this up anyway, because I don't think that people are going to show that wanted to speak. There we go. Whenever Clownfish tanks, we run this banner. To anyone listening, it is gone. He was a monster. Damn it, it moved. Let's focus on protecting kids. Who cares if you don't like Tommy? I agree, Carl, but these all of these channels, like none of them, and I'm including my own. Like this stuff doesn't have anything to do with saving kids at all. It's just an excuse for people to hide behind a keyboard and drag and shit like that. This has got nothing to do with saving kids, none of it. And I wish people would stop saying that we are part of the pred catching community, because we aren't. If anything, we make it look bad. Keyboard warriors is right. Hey, Carl, are you a willing wrench holder at Clowns? Because sometimes he wrenches people just so that I'll ban him here. But if that's the case, if you want your wrench there, then you can go over there. But if he just gave it to you to try to piss me off, then I understand that too. Because anybody that rocks with Clown will not be here. No, you don't do sides. All right, Carl. as you should. Everybody should go where they please. But, and I don't ban people just for being in Clown's chat or just for having a wrench there, because I know that he does wrench people to try to get me to ban him. So it's not about being in his chat. It's about if you endorse his bullshit, then they won't be here. So we'll let you live for now. Damn it, where did my cigarettes go? All right. I think I already said last call to come up here, didn't I? Yeah, that's something else I don't understand. They weren't willing to give Ed the benefit of the doubt, but they'll give Clown the benefit of the doubt. And when you take the totality of the situation, restraining orders filed against him, all this other shit, like, how do you back that up and claim that you're here for kids? What's up, Sammy? Glad to see you back. Right on, Shauna. I've been live. I usually try to keep it at 2 hours. Oh, fuck. It's been over 3. Yeah, I'm usually good with 2, but all right. The people that had said that they wanted to speak earlier, if you want to do it. Oh, shit. There's somebody. Oh, there we are.
It's only
Anyway,
me.
to the people that had said that they wanted to speak earlier, if you don't want to do it on another channel, if you want to do it on somebody else's channel, fine, go for it. I don't care. Or you're welcome to come up next time. If you get your IG fixed, you'll. Yeah. All right, Sean, no problem. Keep the oil change in your Instagram and it won't break down.
Is there anybody else coming up?
You want the community to get back to how it was back. Yeah, Carl, that'd be nice, but we can't do that as long as we have people like Clown floating around. It'll never happen. What is up, Sea Monkey Liberation Party? How you doing?
I have to admit, I like your Jane Sea Monkey. Whoever the General Sea Monkey is.
Oh yeah, the general is cool.
No, I like them.
All of the damn right, Section 15. Sea Monkey's lives fucking matter. Ah, shit. We got 2 people up here with funny accents. Good luck.
Hey.
Hey, Bill. How's it going, man?
What's going on, Jacko?
All good, mate. Hey, Codia.
He's English.
Nice
He's not funny. He's English.
we all sound funny and probably retarded, so it's a fair game.
Here,
Yes,
don't knock
definitely retarded.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. So, yeah, I won't stay up too long. I just kind of wanted to come up and say, for the longest time, I said to Ed a long time ago when I kind of first started getting involved with the this kind of side of the community, I would give him the benefit of the doubt, but until anything comes to light, that will obviously change. But when that document first came out, about the him being a suspect. I was one of a few who was given the impression the document was false. It was a fake document somebody had done on Microsoft Word or something. So I didn't put too much stock in that, but I skimmed through the document. I've not read it cover to cover, and what I read just made me physically sick. So I can't imagine what those people closest to Ed, especially Cat Eyes, who was as a champ. Well, it was basically a champion for Ed, and Angela as well. So I can't imagine what they're going through and what they're experiencing. So, but I mean, shit was too quiet for this past week. I kind of had a sneaking suspicion that something was going to break, but I had no clue that it would be this.
I wonder if Ed didn't know because he wasn't going live as much recently, right?
Yeah, I think the last time Ed went live was maybe about 10 days ago, if not a little bit longer.
Oh no, he's been live.
Yeah, I think the last stream he did was with Nevermore. So was that that was sometime last week? I knew that much because I was on vacation.
It was. So that wasn't that long ago, but see, there were times, people hit you up all the time, like, hey, will you go live, or are you going to go live, or we need someplace besides Nani or whoever to go or whatever. And sometimes I hem haw around, so I don't really feel like going live, but usually if I hem haw around long enough, Ed'll go, and then I'm off the hook. But it's been the last couple of weeks, it just didn't happen, so I would go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Ed was usually quite regular with going live, whether it was just doing some
every day,
court cam feeds, or whether it was to discuss random topics. But yeah, he was quite prolific with going live. So yeah, I guess that was kind of a clue that something was up. Because I remember seeing a few people in a couple of chats saying, Ed, when are you going live next? But it is what it is, bro. So
yeah.
So how are you, Kodiak? How are you doing?
I'm good, Pat. I've actually just accepted your Insta. I've sent you a request back.
Right, great. Don't worry, I'm not going to send you any suspect links to anything, so we're cool.
No, you're good. What group? What kind of group are you? What group are you in with?
Well, do you mean in sort of our YouTube community?
Yeah, any of them in the UK?
Oh, there was UKPP2 was one I was very active in supporting and watching. There's a team called UK Sting that I support. We don't have. See, the problem with the UK, because they've kind of changed laws now where it's not acceptable for average people to do these kind of stings.
Yeah, it's always frowned upon.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the one thing we did have in our favor was the right to do a citizen's arrest, so we could detain them for until the police arrived. But yeah, they were kind of clamping down more and more.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because
yeah, shit. Sorry, go ahead.
because the police then could turn out and then use it against yourselves rather than the culprit.
Yeah, I've heard of a couple of catcher teams, like several years ago, who were prosecuted for. I think the charge was harassment. But you know, and they ended up they stopped catching after that, and this was sort of before I found this community, because I was kind of going through Facebook Live to watch a number.
How long have you how long did it take, sorry, for you to come across this community, the American side?
Well, I sort of found CPP. That was kind of like my very first US catcher that I started to follow, and then I found a couple of other catcher teams that I kind of was following alongside. But you know, I still watch Predator Poachers. You know, Alex. I still watch a lot of his stuff. Yeah. Courtney Elizabeth is another of my favorites, and I kind of watch Skeeter Jean as well when he pops a live. But yeah, Tommy was kind of like my first foray into this community. Yeah, so
Right, well, I'm gonna be honest. This community, I've been in this community for quite a probably better know how long, Bill? Years and years.
Yeah, it's been around a long time now, isn't it?
But yeah, I have to say, I respect and appreciate more so the American community catching than I ever would for the UK.
Yeah, they do have a lot more freedom with how they.
I don't even think it's to do with freedom. I think it's because they actually do their research. They do the research first. They look into it more.
Yeah.
They do background checks. They do everything before they go. And when they do go and they have the paperwork. It's not just 1 or 2 file pages. They have a full file. They have the whole backup.
Yeah, that's especially if they work very closely with law enforcement as well, and district attorneys and such to help secure convictions. Yeah, that's always an asset. So yeah, I mean there are some really good catchers, I have to admit, you know, and it's. I mean, at the end of the day, the name of the game is to get these preds locked up, however long it takes. But you know, it's sometimes the law just isn't as caught up to this kind of stuff. There's a lot of states that are still very anti private citizens doing vigilante work. So. But you know, I mean, shit gets real really quick. But you know, I do what I can to support as many of the US catcher teams as I can.
Yeah.
You know, but as long as they keep being able to do what they do, and as long as the laws keep changing for the better. But that's a slow process as well, you know. But yeah, so I know. I just thought I'd throw my 10 cents in there for you guys. So, but yeah, in regard,
I've definitely follow as well. But yeah, I really can't really say a community at the minute because it's destroyed at the minute. But the catchers themselves, I've never had any complaints about them. Most of them are 100%. They're amazing people that do it.
Yeah, it takes some hardcore dedication, doesn't it? Especially with decoys. You know,
Decoys don't get enough. Do you know what I mean? They don't get enough.
Yeah.
Like, such respect. They don't get enough like hype for them because they're the ones that deal with what they hear.
Yeah, I've kind of said something similar. You know, I have nothing but respect for decoys, especially the
All right.
hideous amounts of shit they get sent as well. You know, I've never considered doing decoy work, and I don't think I could. I mean, you know, my stomach was doing backflips just skimming over those documents. So, you know,
right. Dude, I don't know why your mic's not working. It's all good here. I'm sorry, guys. Somebody's trying to join, but their mic's not working. Maybe try jumping down and back up. I don't know what the deal is. It's okay. No problem.
But yeah,
all right. Sorry about that.
No worries, bro.
But no, definitely. Except my let's say I sent you a follow back. I'm sure send me a DM.
All right, nice one, Kodiak. Appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna jump down now. But Bill, always a pleasure, mate, and nice to speak to you, Kodiak. And I hope you have a great evening, mate.
Me too, Pat.
All right, thanks for coming up. All right, panel channel. I mean, you don't have to do that. I'm glad you did. People have asked me if I was mad at you or mad at Predator Catcher Drama for bringing the stuff to light, and no, I'm not. It's better that we know. We don't need somebody like that running around here. I don't care who they are.
Bill, can you make me a mod on this account? This is my tablet account.
No, I can't do anything while I'm live. Panel channel, you want to come up here for a minute? I'm not subscribed to Mitch, and my phone blew up telling me go to Mitch's channel, blah blah blah. By the time I got there, like the good stuff was already, so I had to rewind. I was dealing with some personal shit at the time, so I couldn't sit and listen to it. So I just listened to Mitch's thing, and then right about that time, I got the other documents and stuff myself. But seems like you're saying some stuff, and I might have missed some things. You're welcome to come up here if you want. I really don't want to be live that much longer. But I was told that you were on Mitch's last night, so apparently you're not hiding anymore. Although, for the record, I always knew you weren't Damone.
Christy, I've never seen anybody with that name, to be fair. But I haven't been on, so I don't know.
Is remix blocked in here? I don't know.
Who is it? I've genuinely never actually seen that name, to be fair. But then, as I said, I've not been about, so I don't know.
Community, yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Christy, just tell them to go fuck themselves.
What the hell? How did I just lose my cigarettes again when I've not left this spot? Apparently I'm retarded.
Old age does that. You're getting out.
Huh?
I says old age does that.
Well, we're all gonna die of something, right?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately. Might as well live it to the fullest.
Hell yeah. And that's where cocaine comes in.
No, it doesn't, Bill. You just need to behave yourself.
Hey, I'm not
Like,
suggesting anybody do it. Don't do what I do, but
yeah, exactly. And I've been telling you this for years. Don't fucking touch it. Leave yourself alone. Let your body
yeah,
free.
I don't do it every day.
Doesn't matter.
In fact, I don't
And
even do it every month.
I've always told you don't fucking touch it, but you don't listen.
I probably should do a cocaine dono.
See, this is why it wouldn't be good if I seen you, because I'd be giving you a fucking slap every time you went near it.
Yeah, well,
Hello.
Not in a
I
kinky
wouldn't listen
way.
to you anyway. What's going on? What's
Hi.
going on, Panel Channel? How are you?
Hi. I just thought I'd take you up on your invitation quickly and just kind of add that, it's just, I didn't take any pleasure in dropping that for a variety of reasons. Some of it, just the pain that I knew it would cause people. And then secondly, just, the descriptions themselves. If I'd even known that an attorney general would give out I didn't really have any experience like this. And if I'd even known that that was a possibility, I don't know that I would have even requested it. Like, my expectation going into it was just to find that you would no longer receive that document that said it was an open investigation. And I went into it with that hypothesis because I knew that the brother's case appeared to, it no longer had scheduled hearings in VineLink. So I was just kind of operating under what we've all gone through the last 15 months of, explanations we've heard, and that, the only reason it's you get this document is because the drug case is ongoing, and, just things like that. So I had a hypothesis,
Yeah.
and then that's not what happened. And it was, it was a heavy day. Yesterday was just kind of a blur because, of course, I really only had it 24 hours before. Even though I received it Tuesday, I didn't see it in my email for a day or so. And then I was working and dealing with my own personal life. So it took me a minute to get through all this. So.
Yeah, that's all understandable. I don't know why it would be. Well, I guess I do, but I'd seen people say, and I don't remember who, but that you had sat on it and waited for whatever, which I didn't really believe, because that is something that once people get their hands on it, they're going to want to get it out there pretty quick.
Right.
And,
and for
just
me,
want to tell you, oh, go ahead.
Well, just just to read the first couple of, because it's 62, the Dropbox one. And I think of those 62, like 6 of them are described. So that's kind of, where it began before that was the initial tip. And anyway, just to kind of start reading all of that. And then, you talk to, the few friends I have here and there, a lot of people are like this, like, oh, okay, well, I want to know that, but I don't want to read any of this. And I'm like, you're going to have to. Unfortunately, if you want to know the true story, we've got to read this,
Yeah.
I had to read it. So it was nice to
I had to force myself to. When I started reading, I'm like, fuck, I can't.
Right.
But I had to know, especially if I'm going to be speaking on it. And you can't repeat. I won't repeat most of it.
Right.
It's heavy, and it's tearing me up. But like I would rather know the truth. The truth is more important than my fucking feelings. And yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'll put it that way.
Right, right. Well, and I just, that's what I've seen, just a lot of really just across the board. I've just seen everybody act very rationally and responsibly to this information. And, I just want to acknowledge that I wish I would love to think that just anything could happen and like bring whatever together. But, I know I've been around long enough to know that's not going to happen, but
Yeah,
nonetheless,
people are still making it about sides. So
right, right, right. But anyway, I just again, I took no pleasure in it, and multiple people have said thank you, and I just, it was a crying emoji because I have broken down into tears multiple times over the last couple of days, and just seeing everybody hurt is, one of the, at least I'm sure one time, Cat Eyes, like hearing her last night, that tore me up. So I don't take pleasure in any of that part of it.
well, and anytime you drop something like that, and I know from experience, most of the time, a lot of people are going to come at you, and I don't know of anybody that's come at you. You know what I mean? So,
Well, I was accused,
but that's you didn't know. You didn't know how this was going to go before you dropped it, but you did it anyway. So I respect you for that.
yeah. And when I first put out the community post, and I knew that that it was going to start spreading, and I was going to get questions, and I was ready for that. But I guess to get accused of trying to milk it for whatever, that's when I got really just particularly upset yesterday, and I just thought, I was being maybe a little bit of a victim, but I'm like, you don't know what I've been reading I'm really doing the best I can to like try to get this in someone's hands that's gonna, because I just wasn't even sure about, like, I knew people needed to know, but I'm like, okay, to get all this information. For example, I know that some streams just went live and like just started reading the documents out. I could have never done that. I felt like I really needed to, give people the option of being exposed to this, because it was just so very, heavy and dark.
Yeah. Yeah, some people are taking a lot of pleasure in this, and I understand Ed had a lot of enemies. But some people just seem like they're taking glee in this, and to be able to find any kind of joy in this kind of material, it boggles my mind. And I will also tell you that in the last 24 hours, I've been talking to some of the people that are closest to Ed, and at one time, me and Ed, there was nobody closer than me and Ed. That this was like before before the whole fucking split and all that kind of stuff. And we had a kind of a falling out, a while back, but like I still maintain that he was not, because I never got, and I'm so disappointed in myself because I usually have really good gut instincts, and I never once had any kind of ping from Ed. There was never a weird ass joke, just there was never any kind of, and and I like, anyway, I've been talking to some of the people that were closest to Ed last night, and it's hard to deal with, and we're all tore up about it, but at the end of the day, I would rather know. You know what I mean? Um, and Ed had access to some very sensitive stuff at one time, and we need to make sure that nobody that has those kind of ideations has access to anything to where they can tip a predator or learn how to better hide their tracks. Yeah, it's just I'm glad that it's out now, because there was always, even though I backed him up and I supported, even when we had our falling out, I still maintained that he's not a fucking pred.
Right.
But that question is always there, I would rather have closure to that.
Right. I think, I want to live in a world where, it's not the first thing you think about, the people around you or whatever, that you want to be very skeptical that somebody could be like that. And so a lot of you having a background of, a lot longer than the time I've been around, stalking you on, clipping you, I mean, I get that there was more, you just had more of a foundation there. And again, I just think you want to live in a world where you don't look at the person beside you as being, someone who could participate in things like this.
Yeah, exactly. But we gotta. That's the thing, is like, I've been accused of it, but I don't search up people's information unless there's a damn good reason for it. I mean, so it's like, we need to know if somebody like that is in here, but at the same time, I like to respect people's privacy. I know a lot of people's real names that, as far as I know, nobody else does, but I have not searched any of them, and I'm not going to. But that shadow is always going to be there now.
Right. And, on this, I guess, again, went into it under a hypothesis that it just, I just thought that I would get an email response of, we have no information on this incident or something like that. And,
Right.
I didn't think it would be all the investigation that had taken place. But, and it was also just because, I mean, I knew it would have to be resolved at some point. I mean, something like that would have to exist. I mean, they wouldn't just keep reporting that status. So I thought, okay, then, people who are, you won't continually be able to say, well, he's a suspect in an open investigation. Like, well, okay, it's closed. And it is closed. I mean, we at least see that much. But, I didn't expect it to turn out that way. I was hoping to like kind of cool the tensions of what has gone on. And, it
Yeah.
backfired.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. It sucks, but
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I just wanted you to know that I'm not mad at you. I had been asked that a few times, and I don't know exactly why, but people have said on this, and just try. I don't believe that. I don't know. I'm just fucking blown away.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, I know even for myself, not having, again, kind of the more personal ties to someone, but, I'm still kind of going through just processing everything. So I think, it's going to take
Well,
everybody some time.
it was not an easy thing to read, and Ed has, or had a had a lot of people defending him, and it could have just as easily as went as we all go and attack you and say it's fake or whatever. But I haven't seen anybody acting like that I know.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
So I know what kind of courage you had to work up to drop it to begin with, because you didn't know how it was going to go.
Right. I mean, pretty much the only criticism was just from a few of our resident trolls that hang around, just saying that I was milking it for content. I'm like, wait a minute, I've never even gone live before. I mean, I don't,
Fuck that. Yeah, fuck them.
Right. So, but that's all. I just wanted to jump up and just, you said you weren't subbed to Hoax Wars, and yes, I did make my first live panel appearance last night. So.
Well, I don't know who you are, but I knew you weren't Damone, so I'm going to count that as a win.
Right. All right, Bill. Well, thanks for having me up.
All right, thanks for hopping up here. All right, y'all heard the lady. someone would actually be insane to fake 66 pages of shit. Yeah, but there are people that will do that. Community gossip. People have faked Discord, like made duplicate Discord accounts and made it look like I was saying shit that I never said and screenshotting it and passing it around. So people do that kind of shit. Damone is a lady, just not that lady. Right. So, yeah. All right, y'all. I think I've about milked all the content in quotes out of this that I can today. And for those of you that had said you wanted to come up earlier, you can either do it. If you do it on another panel, I won't care. Or we can fire one up when I know you're absolutely ready. But all right, Kodiak, thanks for hopping up here and keeping me company. Kodiak, wake up. All right, yo. I'm not even going to tell you to stay naked. I'm not in the mood.